UK, get yourselves ready for Commanding General Yahanna and the generals of the ISUPK will be hosting a monster week across the United Kingdom for the 2023 Feast of Tabernacles. Thursday, September 28th, 7 p.m., 12 Shield Gen.Hazayan Scripture Breakdown class live from Edinburgh, Scotland. Friday, September 29th, tour of King James Castle, Johnny Walker Factory Tour, 8 p.m. ISUPK, opening of the Feast of Tabernacles, hosted by 13 Shield, commanding General Yahanna from Edinburgh, Scotland. Saturday, September 30th, 12 noon, street speaking, Bull Ring, Birmingham, 6 p.m., street party and barbecue at ISUPK, United Kingdom, 10 p.m., nightlife, Club Republic in Leicester, special guest performance by 144, The Rebel. Sunday, October 1st, 12 noon, street speaking in central London, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, London tour and boat ride. Monday, October 2nd, 10 a.m., Let a Hebrew Speak, live with 12 Shield, Gen.Hazayan by Yamya, 7 p.m., England Scripture Breakdown in King's Standing, Birmingham with 12 Shield, Gen.Hazayan, 9 p.m., Black Watch, live with Commanding General Yahanna. Tuesday, October 3rd, 10 a.m., Shakespeare Theater and Warwickshire Castle Tour. For more info, call 44-7960-746-784.
Get me page 120 on that one. Let me play one more promos. Give me 1 second.
Hello mate, a Spaniard Monday, now your place when the cause I win the chase, get straight to the pace from a day.
Hey, Shalom Israel, it's Captain Mashak, right here from DC. Don't forget, this September, end of September, the 28th, 29th, 30th, all the way up to October 4th and 5th, Commander Yahanna and the ISUPK, we're going to be live in the UK, United Kingdom. We're going to be up in Scotland, in King James Castle. You see the nigga on my chest. Really right there. King James, man, a black man. We're going to go to his family castle in Scotland and Edinburgh. That castle was built on a volcano. Now, that's some nigga shit, man. That's some nigga shit right there. Up on top of the volcano, brother. You don't want to miss it. Kentucky Camp Leader, you could get down. Kentucky Camp Leader, you could make this trip. You brothers in UK, you sisters in UK, you all come on through, man. Commander Yahanna going to be right in your yard. Back hometown, we're going to be Birmingham, Manchester, Leicester, Nottingham, London, Croydon, everywhere done. Everything done.
Now your face and London, done. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, paint on gunman. And if you feel like sending the do action, recheck good man, go get a wrong bang. My style, them a kick like Van Damme, Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Listen up, them off the home, I find them. From a 30 gun, mad dog, from a berry. It has paid me a papa when I pill them. God, the way you say, senseless, pan the $1 million job. And got the young pan the gram from a fans. I'm ready to it smoother than the dance. Fit them up, better know our time pan the clock. You know watch them flop, them last pan them up. Done in the London, done. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, paint on gunman. And if you feel like sending the do action, recheck good man, so I get a wrong bang. And my style, them a kick like Van Damme, Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Yahanna, how the girl chase that, now manifest that bad money, we a make away the vaccine fund.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Alright, so this is the ISUPK. Clap it up, man. Okay, we're going to be holding down Let a Hebrew Speak until Gen.Hazayan gets here. So we're going to be holding down Let a Hebrew Speak. So we're going to be going into a few things like the Dark Ages until the General gets here. So first of all, we was in Edinburgh Castle, man. All the generals was in there. It was glorious. The generals was in the UK. It was glorious, man. And today we're gonna go into a few things. So until General Hazayan gets here, we're gonna go into a little bit about the Dark Ages. We're gonna go into a little bit about the Anglo-Saxons, man. The Anglo-Saxons was black, and we're gonna prove to you today that the Anglo-Saxons was black. We're gonna prove that black people ran Europe during the Dark Ages, man. During the Dark Ages, what they call the medieval era, which means the Middle Ages. So they call it the Middle Ages. This is after the Roman Empire fell. So now let me just quickly give you a backdrop. Now, what the Roman Empire did, the Roman Empire came to Britain. The Japhetic people was there in the beginning. The Roman Empire came there. I believe Julius Caesar came here on an elephant and scared the Japhetic people half to death. So then they started occupying London, and they called it Roman Londinium. So London was called Roman Londinium. So then the Roman Empire there was everywhere, and they used to have people fighting in their army, man. They used to have Israelites fighting in their army and fighting the Picts for them and so forth. Right. So there's two brothers called Hengist and Horsa, who was Anglo-Saxons, and the Romans used them to fight their battles. So they then came over to what you know as England today. They came over to what you know as England today, and they was fighting for the Romans. And then after they started to turn on the Romans and they started attacking the Romans, so then the Romans did what? Removed themselves from what you know today as England and started to go back and fight elsewhere. So then the Anglo-Saxons did know, these brothers did what? Told the other Anglo-Saxons, come to England, man. Because where was these Anglo-Saxons living at the time? They was living in Germany. So they came across the Rhine in wooden boats. They came across the Rhine from Germany in wooden boats. And then after that, they set up 7 kingdoms. They set up 7 Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, which was called the Heptarchy, which was Wessex, which means what? Saxons from the west. They had Essex, which means what? Saxons from the east. They had Norfolk, which meant folks from the north. They had Suffolk, which meant folks from the south. So they set up all these kingdoms, and then these Anglo-Saxons began to fight each other. They was all fighting each other over land. They also had Mercia and these places. So they all began fighting each other over land. So back then they called them the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. So there was the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes that crossed the Rhine into what you know as England today. They would all fight against each other. And then after that, they started to be attacked on every side by who? Vikings. Vikings then started to attack them. So once Vikings started to attack them, they then came together and said, all right, we need to fight back. So the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes, who was separated at one time fighting each other, they realized that they need to come together to overcome their enemies, the Vikings that was coming into England and attacking them. So they came together, and then back then there was 7 kingdoms. Each kingdom had a king. There was a king of Wessex, a king of Sussex, and then after that, all these kingdoms unified as one, and they called it Angleland, and that's where you get England from. So the term England comes from Angleland, and the Angles was black people that set up this kingdom in England, man. They all came together and unified, and they named it Angleland. And then the first king of Angleland was a black man by the name of Athelstan. Who was a black man by the name of Athelstan, who was the grandson of Alfred the Great. And now Athelstan had a charter, and we're going to read what Athelstan had in his charter, and we're also going to show a picture depicting Athelstan. Athelstan was a religious man in his time, and Athelstan was the king of Angleland, which was England. He called it Angleland. Why? Because he unified all those fighting Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. Now, if I'm going too fast, just let me know and I'll slow it down. So now, show this picture of Athelstan. So this right here is you might have to go in front of the camera. Okay? So now the brother's going to bring the picture in front of the camera, and he's going to show you the picture of Athelstan. Go ahead. So lift it up a bit. So now the one with the book is Athelstan, and look at the black face on there. So that's Athelstan, the one that the brother's pointing at. Now, if you look at the black face, they tried to whitewash it, and these Edomites will lie to you and tell you, no, the Anglo-Saxons were white. The Anglo-Saxons were white, which is a lie, man.
That's right.
And because we have the archaeology and the records, we're going to go into Athelstan's charter. Who would know more about the color of Athelstan than Athelstan, man?
Right.
Who would know more about the color of Athelstan than which was written in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles? You see, like in the Bible, how you have a book of Chronicles, which is the records of the king. Now, Alfred the Great ordered the Anglo-Saxons to keep chronicles of the kings, man. Ordered them to keep records of the kings.
Right.
So they kept records and charters. So now we're going to go into Athelstan's charter right here. We're going to go in Athelstan's charter right here. Go ahead.
It's lucky if I may.
Go ahead.
You know, the legs. If you look at the face, as he said, they whitewash the face. But if you look at the legs, can you see the legs?
There you go.
Can you look at the legs? Look at that, man.
There you go.
That complexion.
There you go. My brother said, what book is this? This book's called the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles. Show the title. So this is a book called the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles. My brother said, what race was the Vikings? That was Edomites. So now with Vikings doesn't really denote a race. Vikings was what, like pirates today. So a Viking would be a pirate of dry land. A Viking was someone looking for land. So Vikings could have been any race, like a pirate could be any race. So Vikings wasn't just one race. So when you even look at the term Viking, it will let you know it's a land pirate. So a Viking is a land pirate, basically. So Vikings could be of any race. It was people who was looking for land. So people was coming from other lands. Now these Vikings right here, this is way before the Norman conquest. This is way before the Norman conquest and all of those things. We're also going to go into King James. We're also going to go into Anne Boleyn. We're also going to go into Elizabeth. We're also going to go into Mary, Queen of Scots. We're also going to go into 6th century paintings of Jesus Christ, all of these things, which predates Caesar Borgia, predates the Renaissance period, which predates the Medici family funding art and all of those kind of things. And once they funded art, you'll see all those pictures became Edomites. You'll see Jesus Christ became an Edomite once the Medici family and the Roman Catholic Church started funding art, all of those kind of things. So go ahead, you can put that book down. So we showed you there that Athelstan had dark skin. So right here, we're going to read about Athelstan's charter. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on, let me see where I want it from. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, read from there and then get the next page. Yes. So I'm gonna have the brother read from the book. So from the go ahead.
This consideration of the probable origin of the great proportion of brunettes.
So now the great portion of brunettes. Now, when you look up the word brunette today, they will tell you that a brunette is a white woman with brown hair. That's a lie, man. You want to know what the original meaning of brunette was? A brunette meant complexion, man. Our sisters are the original brunettes. And how do you know? The word brun means brown, and that's where you get the word brunette from. And over time, that brunette word turned to Bennett, it turned to Barnett, it turned to Burnett. The original term was brun, and brun means brown.
Right.
And that's where brunette comes from. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can pull something up to show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, so now I'm a shot. Hold on, where's the stream on? Oh, it's this one. Right? Is it this one? Yes, this one. All right, so now I'm gonna pull up what brunette originally meant, just so you know, I ain't telling no lies and making it up. So this is what brunette means. Hold on. All right, let me know if you can see it on the screen. All right, so this is what a brunette means. It says brunette is a term used to describe a woman with dark complexion and brownish hair.
That's right.
A white woman could never be a brunette, man.
Right.
Only black women are brunettes. This is the original meaning of the word brunette, which comes from the word brun. And brun means brown. And brun was found in Athelstan's charter, man. We ain't even got to Athelstan's charter yet, but we're going to get there. So now, the original meaning of brunette meant dark complexion. And this is talking about our sisters. Our sisters is the original brunettes, man.
That's right.
Before they changed the meaning of brunette, before they whitewashed the word brunette, man. And now brunette is now some Edomite with brown hair. A brunette was a sister, man. A brunette was a woman of dark complexion. Now we're going to read it. Brunette is a term used to describe a woman with dark complexion and brownish hair. The word comes from the French word brunette, which is the feminine form of brunette. So listen, man, it's letting you know where the word comes from. This is their own Google telling you these things, man. This is their own history telling you these things. And they try to lie and make out like we don't know what the hell we're talking about, man. This is their own history telling you these things. Listen, I have to read that from the top because that's so heavy, man. Because the whole world thinks a brunette is a white woman. And a brunette is a sister, man.
That's right.
And it's telling you this right here. Brunette is a term used to describe a woman with dark complexion and brownish hair. The word comes from the French word brunette, which is the feminine form of brunette. The word brun means brown, and the word brun means brown. So when brothers have the surname Brown, it comes from brun, because your surname back then was named after complexions and places, and their surname was Brun. Why? Because there was brown skinned people. So what would they call you? Let's say your name was Daniel. They would say Daniel Brun. They'll say the Brun Daniel. Daniel Brun would mean the brown Daniel. And over time, they've stole all these words from us and all of those kind of things. So now, it says the word brun means brown in French, and it was borrowed from Germanic sources. And why does it come from Germanic sources? Because the Anglo-Saxons was living in Germany, man. The Anglo-Saxons was living in Germany before they crossed the Rhine into England. They done crossed the Rhine into England in about the 5th century, 449 AD to be precise. They crossed the Rhine in about 449 AD and set up them 7 kingdoms. And then from then, it was on, man. It was on all the way up into the Renaissance period. Black people ruled Europe all throughout them ages, man. All throughout them ages. What this world don't want to tell you about. Because the oppressor thinks it's everybody. Right. He also wants to be black. He also wants to be the brunettes. He also wants to be Athelstan. He also wants to be King James. He also wants to be Beethoven. When Beethoven was also black too, why? Because we have books where Beethoven's contemporaries say he was of dark complexion, man. They say Beethoven wasn't a handsome man. They say he was of dark complexion with a wide mouth, meaning he had big lips. A wide mouth back then meant big lips. And that's what they say about black people to this day. They say we have big lips. But I don't want to keep going on. Let me just finish up with the word brunette. Brunette is a term used to describe the woman with dark complexion and brownish hair. The word comes from the French word brunette, which is the feminine form of brunette. The word brun means brown in French, and it was borrowed from Germanic sources. So now we told you why it was borrowed from Germanic sources. It says the origin of the medieval Latin is uncertain, but is believed to be ultimately Germanic. And the Anglo-Saxons came from Germany, because they was living in what? Places like Saxony. They was living in places like Anglia and Saxony. So when they came over here, they called them the Anglo-Saxons, man. That's right. So that's why they called them that. Let me stop sharing this. Let me quickly type in East Anglia, see what comes up. Let me see what it gives me. Hold on, give me 1 second. If I'm going too fast, just slow me down. Hold on.
And if I may, man,
go ahead.
This is real black history, you know what I'm saying? The history that they will never teach us, they'll never show our children in schools, man.
No, I can't find it.
We'll never get it anywhere else apart from in the ISUPK, man.
And that's right, man.
Commanding General Yahanna, man.
That's right, man.
You understand?
You'll never get it nowhere else. So like you go ahead and read the rest of that. Young man being says, so is this Athelstan the same one from the show The Last Kingdom? So now when you watch The Last Kingdom, all of them are Edomites, man. The king of Wessex and all of those things. And in real life, them Anglo-Saxons was black, man. Right. We're reading about them Anglo-Saxons right now. So now we showed you the picture of Athelstan. Now we're going to read Athelstan's charter. Go ahead.
God. In 2 of the South Midland countries of England.
In 2 of the South Midland countries in England. Go ahead.
Leads us to that of color.
It leads us to that of color. So now, this is a man that wrote a book about the Anglo-Saxons, and he was trying to disprove the Anglo-Saxons being black. He was trying to disprove them Anglo-Saxons being black. And then further on, about 100, on page 111, he said, nah, I'm going to disprove this. By page 113, he said, you know what? I can't disprove it. He said, I can't disprove it. And he said, the Anglo-Saxons is black. And all this history is coming out now, man. This history which was hidden for years is all coming out now, man. Go ahead.
Names as surnames.
Wait, it says now complexions and is names and surnames. Go ahead.
And place names.
And place names, because you would also be named after places back then. Go ahead.
Which may probably have been derived from their original settlers.
So it was derived from the original settlers. Go ahead.
For example, there is a common name, Brown.
There is a what?
There is a common name, Brown.
There is a common name, Brown. So now tons of people have the surname Brown. Let's see where the surname Brown comes from.
Right.
Go ahead.
This has been derived from the Anglo-Saxons, Brun.
From the what?
Been derived from the Anglo-Saxons, Brun.
It said this has been derived from the Anglo-Saxons, Brun. So the surname Brown comes from the Anglo-Saxon word Brun. So where do you think the word brunette came from? We just read in the text that brunette came from the word Brun, and that Brun word came from the Anglo-Saxons.
That's right.
Who were black people, man. And we're reading it right here. Go ahead.
Signifying brown. It is not reasonable to doubt that when our forefathers called a man Brun.
So I said it is not reasonable to doubt that when our forefathers called a man Brun. Go ahead.
Or brown.
Or what?
Or brown.
So when our forefathers called a man Brun or brown, go ahead.
They gave him they gave him this name as descriptive of his brown complexion.
Ooh, They gave him it what?
They gave him the.
Listen, we ain't making this up. This is letting you know where the surname Brun and Brown and brunette came from. Read that part one more time.
They gave him this name as descriptive of his brown complexion.
Ooh, They gave him the name because of what?
Of his brown complexion.
That's where the surname Brown comes from. That's where the word Brun comes from. That's where the word brunette comes from. In Anglo-Saxon literature, they said they called the man Brun because of his brown complexion. That's why they called him Brun, because of his brown complexion. Let's keep going. Go ahead.
The probability that the brunettes were
that's the what?
That the brunettes.
So now we just showed you what brunette means, and now the Anglo-Saxons is talking about the brunettes. Go ahead.
Were common as supported by the frequent references to persons named Brun.
So now the brunettes were common to people named Brun. Go ahead.
In Anglo-Saxon literature.
In what?
In Anglo-Saxon literature.
So if the Anglo-Saxons was white people, why is it talking about Brun and Brown in Anglo-Saxon literature?
That's right.
Why is it talking about black people in Anglo-Saxon literature if the Anglo-Saxons wasn't black? Because of course the Anglo-Saxons was black.
That's right.
But once they started to whitewash history, they made everybody Edomites. They made everybody Edomites. Go ahead.
Brun was a name not confined to England.
It says Brun was a name not confined to England. So what does that mean? The name Brun wasn't confined to England. Let's see where the name Brun was confined to.
No,
go ahead.
Not confined to England. In the Anglo-Saxon and later periods, on the contrary, we find that it was a common name in ancient Germany.
It was a common name in what?
It was a common name in ancient Germany.
It was a common name in ancient Germany. Why? Because the Anglo-Saxons was in Germany before they crossed the Rhine.
Right.
So they was displaced there because they was in the Roman armies. So the Romans had a thing where you could kind of be in certain lands if you fight for them.
Right.
So now after the fall of the Roman Empire, the Anglo-Saxons said, damn that, we're crossing the Rhine to England and we're going to take this land. Man. And that's what they did. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me just screen share. Let me just little screen share this from Wikipedia, because the reason it mentions Germany is because the Anglo-Saxons was in Germany before they came to England. So here, let's scroll down. Let me read this. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, here it says the Anglo-Saxons were a cultural group that inhabited much of what is now England in the early Middle Ages and spoke Old English. They traced their origins to settlers who came to Britain from mainland Europe. In the 5th century, although the details are not clear, their cultural identity developed out of the interaction of incoming groups of Germanic peoples. So they considered them German. Yeah, go ahead, get that. They considered them Germanic peoples because like we said, they came from Germany. So like, go ahead.
The typical place name Brunninger.
So now there was a place named Brunninger. So just remember, Brun means brown, and there was a place named Brunninger, which means tons of brown people was living there, man.
That's right.
You can add 1 + 1 and get 2 with this, man. They was called Brun because of their complexion, which means brown, and then there was a whole city called Brunningerfield, man.
Right.
Why was it called Brunningerfield? Because the Anglo-Saxons was a dark complexion.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Brunningerfield.
It was called what?
Brunningerfield.
It was called Brunningerfield. Go ahead.
Occurs in a charter of Ethelston.
Wait, it occurs in the charter of who?
It occurs in a charter of Ethelston.
So Brunningerfield occurred in the charter of Ethelston. So now let us go back to the picture of Ethelston. Now we're going to go back to the picture of Ethelston. This is Ethelston right here. That's Ethelston right here with the dark complexion.
Right.
And it occurred in his charter. So read that part out about it occurred in his charter.
Brunningerfields occurred in a charter of Ethelston.
And Brunningerfield occurred in the charter of Ethelston because Ethelston was black. That's why Brunningerfield occurred in his charter, because he named the city Brunningerfield white because so much brown people was in there. He called them sisters brunettes white because of their dark complexion. And it occurred in the charter of Ethelston. And where was this charter of Ethelston written down? In Anglo-Saxon literature. Anglo-Saxon chronicles it was written down, man. Nobody can't tell us we're lying, man. We have the books to prove it.
That's right.
That's just one of many books that we have to prove it. So Lucky, go ahead, keep going.
Occurred in a charter of Ethelston.
Yeah, occurred in the charter of Ethelston. Go ahead.
Dated AD 938.
Dated what?
AD 938.
This charter is dated to AD 938. This is dated to the year 938. Before the oppressors put their hands on our history, before they started whitewashing everything, this is dated to AD 938.
That's right.
And we have the archaeology, and this is what we're looking at right now, records which was left in the Anglo-Saxon chronicles, man. I guarantee you the prices of these books are going to go through the roof now.
Through the roof.
The prices of these books are going to start to go through the roof now.
God.
Some of these books, my God, you're looking at them, they're like, what? £2,000, man.
That's right.
£2,000, and you only probably need about 3 pages in the book. So what they do is the books that we need to put the prices all the way up. Right. And Brun was found in his charter. Go ahead.
In local quick, Brunningerfield, Dissiter, Brunisham,
and now they had another city called Brunisham. Go ahead.
Brunisham. Hans is mentioned in a charter of Edward the Elder,
and it was charted in, and this next field, which was called Brun what?
Brunisham,
which was mentioned in a charter of Edward the Elder. Edward the Elder was also a black man.
That's right.
Let me pull up what they. Hold on. Listen, there was tons of Edwards. You had Edward the Elder. You had Edward the Peaceable one. Edward the Elder was what? The King of Wessex. So that's who Edward was. Edward the Elder was the King of Wessex. So when you watch The Last Kingdom and all of these things, and they show you these Edomites, now this is what they will show you Edward the Elder looks like. Hold on 1 second. All right, this is what they will tell you Edward the Elder looks like. Go ahead. Read that part again.
Khan. Bernician.
It was called what?
Bernician.
It was Edward the Elder in his charter called the place Bronicium. So if Edward the Elder calling the city brown people, it was named after Bronicium. And now when you see names like Reading, Birmingham, all of those things, the ing at the end of a city meant people of. So Reading meant people of redder. So Browning meant people of brown skin. So the ing at the end of a word, like Reading and so forth, meant people of. So that's why you see places like Birmingham. And you see Browning, meaning brown skin people, because it meant people of. That's what it meant. It meant people of. Go ahead.
Bernician. Hans.
And now, if his city was called Bernicium, which means a city of brown people, why did they put up this picture that this is Edward the Elder?
Right.
Go ahead.
Khan is mentioned in a charter of Edward the Elder.
And listen, Edward the Elder had a charter. Athelstan also had a charter. Why are they saying the same thing in their charters?
That's right.
Because they're both black, man.
Right.
And the people of their city was black. Go ahead.
Khan. About go from the charter of Edward the Elder about AD 900.
So now this was in Edward the Elder's charter about AD 900. So about AD 900, this was in Edward the Elder's charter. Go ahead.
Brunisford.
Brunis what?
Brunisford.
You can look up all of these names. This was another one, and it lets you know all of these was named after complexions. All these cities was named after complexions because there's a big misconception that black people wasn't in Europe in the early Middle Ages.
Right.
Everybody thinks that black people came directly from West Africa and then came to England via the Windrush. Listen, man, black people was here before that. Black nobility was in England before that, man.
That's right.
Black people was running things in England, man. And what was the oppressor doing? He was lowly. He was lowly while he was running the place, man.
That's right.
And what we're reading is the records the Anglo-Saxons set up in England, man. What you see today in England is what the Anglo-Saxons set up. Go ahead.
Brunisford is another suggestive name. Brunman.
Brun what?
Brunman.
Brunman means brown man.
That's right.
That's what Brunman means. Brunman means brown man. When you see Edomite with the surname Brown, just know they're rocking what belongs to you, man. That's what they're doing. They're rocking what belongs to you. Go ahead.
Brunman is mentioned as a personal name in Anglo-Saxon records.
It's a what?
It's known as a personal name in Anglo-Saxon records.
It's a personal name in Anglo-Saxon records, man. So why are these Edomites using it? It's a personal name, man.
That's right.
Which is personal to us and our family.
Right.
That Brunsman name is personal to us and our family. Go ahead.
Record of the 11th century.
Of the 11th century. Of the 11th century, man. You know what? I had the Anglo-Saxon family tree. But obviously, I didn't bring it because I had to run out the door real quick, so I didn't even get to bring it with me. Where I could have ran the whole thing down and show you how it relates to all the King James and all of them. Go ahead.
And examples of the name Brunning are somewhat numerous in documents of the same period.
And this name is numerous in documents of the same period. Meaning they was all using that name. Go ahead.
At the present time, all place names of which the word brown forms the chief part, such as Brownchwig.
And now they're starting naming all the cities that was named after Brown. Now they're starting to name all the cities that was named after Brown. Go ahead. I'm just trying to see what
Or Brunswick.
Or Brunswick, which was also named after Brown. Go ahead.
Are common in Germany.
Are common in Germany, and it keeps going back to Germany because, like we said, this is where the Anglo-Saxons came from. Go ahead.
That's right. The customs of calling people by colors.
Calling people by what?
Calling people by colors.
So they would call people by colors. and that's why they called it Brunswick, and Brunningham, and Brunningerfield, and Brunsman, and all of those things. Because they call people by colours.
Right.
Go ahead.
From their personal appearance.
From their what?
From their personal appearance.
They call people by colours from their personal appearance. And the oppressor's personal appearance isn't brown.
That's right.
The oppressor's personal appearance isn't brown, man. They call these people they call the city Brunningerfield from their personal appearance. Because the Anglo-Saxons was a dark-skinned race of people, man.
That's right.
Who ruled England, who became the monarchs and the rulers of England, man. Go ahead.
Or places after or places after them.
Or places after them. Go ahead.
Themselves.
So read that again. Say places after themselves. Go ahead.
Or places after them was clearly not peculiar to our own country.
Go ahead.
It is probable that the name Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion.
Read that again.
It is probable that the name Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion.
So the name Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion, which lets you know a brunette was someone with brown complexion.
That's right.
And the word went from Brun to Brunningerfield to Brown to Byrne to Barnett to Bennett to Benedict. All these surnames came from brown skin.
Right.
Because there's a brother called Peter Burnett. Hold on, let me see if I can pull him up.
And wow, Salakia too. So, there's a saying, man. If you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in a book, man.
Right.
Put it in a book, because we was whipped to not read, man. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, listen, you're 100% right, man. You're 100% right. Hold on, let me see if I can pull him up. Yeah, and listen, his name was Peter Burnett. They called him Black Peter. So hold on. Which lets you know this is more proof of what we're talking about. Right. So let me share it. So listen, black women are the real brunettes, man.
Right.
And the name Brun turned into Brown, into Brunswick, into Benedict, into Bennett, into Byrne. So now this is a brother called Peter Burnett. Go ahead.
Read on to them.
Yeah, actually let me read this. So now this is Burnett, which comes from Brun. And how do you know he's black? Because they called him Black Peter.
Right.
They called him Black Peter, man. We have the records. They called Charles the Black Boy. They called Charles the Black Boy, which was the son of King James. They called him the Black Boy. Why? Because of his dark complexion.
That's right.
How could the Straits be white, man? Listen, man. All these words, swart and swarthy, means dark complexion. It means black and dark complexion. So now let's read this. Back in 1780, Peter Burnett arrived in town a stranger who had only a small amount of money and not an introduction to James. Hold on. It says the sight of a figure like Peter was an unusual, rare one because it was a black American, big, strong, and flamboyant, brought to Scotland to be set to work. And you know what? We're also going to go, just look at this image right there. It's a black man right there. I just wanted to show you his name was Peter Burnett because why his surname derived from his complexion. Hold on, let me see if you go down. Hold on. Hold on. And when it said he was new in town, people say, see, that don't mean there was much black people there. But what you got to realize is this is after Oliver Cromwell started kicking black people out of England. It started killing them and then shipping them to the Caribbean for slavery and stuff. Like the Jacobites, you had the Jacobite rebellions where the Jacobites were crushed. There was trying to put James VII back on the throne. So the Jacobites had lost the throne. They was trying to get the throne back to James VII, but it never happened. So in history, they call him James the Pretender. So they've nicknamed him James the Pretender because they're saying he was pretending to be the king. So they say he was pretending to be the king. So they call him James the Pretender. So when you see James the Pretender, that's talking about James VII, who was supposed to be the rightful king, but they didn't give him. They didn't allow him to be king. They then passed the throne. The throne went from the House of Stuarts to the House of Hanover, which is the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, which was given to a German Edomite family, and that German family they have the throne today. They changed their name because of obviously they wanted a less German sounding name in World War One, I believe. So they changed their name to the House of Windsor, whereas really they was called Saxe-Gotha, and they had to change their name because why? During World War One and World War Two, they had Gotha bombers coming from Germany. The bombs were called Saxe-Gotha, and their family name was called Saxe-Gotha. So they had to change their family name because they wanted to have a less German name because they were sitting on the throne in England. So that's why they called the House of Windsor today. When their original roots was there was a German family. Okay, go ahead.
Come. It is probable that the name Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion.
The name Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion. From the brown complexion. Go ahead.
Of its origin, inhabitants.
We read that part one more time. Listen, this is their scholars telling you that the name was called Brunswick, which derives from brown after its original inhabitants, which means this called us England's original inhabitants. Man.
That's right.
They called us the original inhabitants. Listen, you Edomites left when the Romans packed up and left, man. When you Edomites packed up and left, and then we ruled Europe during the Dark Ages at the fall of the Roman Empire, you packed up and left, man. And the Anglo-Saxons came and took over and built England up to what it is today.
Right.
And then they had the cheek to kick us out again. Yeah. And that's why this trip right here with all the generals in the UK is the beginning of the return of the Dark Ages. Man.
That's right.
Your oppressors is going into a lower state forever soon, man. Don't worry, the Dark Ages was just 1,000 years. We ruled for 1,000 years. And because we lack brotherhood, obviously we was overthrown and all of those kind of things. But the time is coming when what? We're going to be ruling this earth. And it's going to be a horrible time for you Edomites forever, man. When we rule in this earth, the generals coming to the UK was the return of the Dark Ages, man. Everybody sees us and wants to take pictures. They see the royalty and the kingship and all of those kind of things, man. They see it, man. And don't worry, man. We're going to be ruling real soon. So you go ahead.
Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion.
Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion. Go ahead.
Of its original inhabitants.
Read that one more time.
Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion.
Brunswick was derived from the brown complexion. So just remember, brown complexion. Go ahead.
Of its original inhabitants.
Of its original inhabitants, which is letting you know the original inhabitants of England was brown skin, man. Right. It's letting you know this in this book, man. It's letting you know this in the book. They hide these things in books because they know, we ain't going to read them. But I'm the commanding general, Yahanna. We do the research, man.
Right.
We sit down and read books. We've read so many books on history. And people don't know until they step in front of us to start pointing them to realize, these brothers know what they're talking about. They look at us and think, nah, they don't know what they're talking about. Until we use their books against them and say, well, it says this in this book. I didn't write this book. Some of them tried to get smart. Some of them the other day was like, use colored in the face of Athelstan to make it black. That's what they said. They said, we colored in the face. What about this book right here where it's letting you know Athelstan's charter was called, Athelstan had Brunningham in his charter? That's right. That's lucky. Go ahead.
We didn't write this book, man. Athelstan did.
Right.
That's the one, isn't it?
That's it, right?
Yeah. I mean, the map published by Ripley, based on the official ethnological survey of Germany.
Based on the official ethnological, go ahead.
Right, that's ethnicity.
There you go.
Ethnics.
There you go. Which is letting you know the original inhabitants of England was brown-skinned people, man.
That's right.
The browns and the brunettes was black. Edward the Elder was black because he had Brun in his charter. Athelstan also had that in his charter. Afterwards, I'm gonna probably put in the chat the books to get. The books that obviously if you want to bring these out at camp and so forth or in your classes, there's a whole list of them. We've got some good books up in here that been sitting on the shelf for a while to Zappa one. We took them off the shelf today.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Khan. So let me go from the ethnicity. Based on the official ethnological survey of Germany, shows that parts of the country near Brunswick have a higher percentage of brunettes.
Have a what?
They have a higher percentage of brunettes.
It had a higher percentage of brunettes, and brun means brown, which later turned into Burnett. So if your surname is Burnett, Barnett, then it derived from brunette, which came from brun, which later became brown, and all the other ones. Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah. Then the districts. Then the districts. Let me do that again. Then the districts further north. So Brunswick had a higher percentage of brunettes.
Brunswick had a high percentage of brunettes, so they named it Brunswick. Because this was a city of brown people, so they named it Brunswick. Hold on, let me see what else I had. Get me Revelations 12 and 16 real quick. Let me see what else I had.
12 and 16.
Hold on, let me see this.
So read it.
Go ahead.
God, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood.
And read that one more time.
Revelation chapter 12 verse 16. And the earth opened and the earth helped the woman.
And the earth helped the woman. Who's the woman? The woman is Israel. And the earth helped the woman. How did the earth help us? With archaeology, leaving these records, the history, all of those, the antiquities, all of those kind of things. That's how the earth helped the woman. All the history and the records which was left. That if they got rid of all these records which they tried to do, we would never know who we was. So the earth helped the woman. Go ahead.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood. Now the oppressor did what? What's the flood? The lies that comes out of his mouth, man.
That's right.
The flood is the flood of lies which comes out of the oppressor's mouth.
Right.
The flood, the flood which came out of the mouth is what? The Anglo-Saxons was white.
Right.
And the earth helped the woman by leaving these records behind, so we can see the Anglo-Saxons was black. So that's what that's talking about when it says the earth helped the woman and swallowed up the flood, man. The earth, the archaeology, the history, the records helped us, man.
That's right.
And that's how we found out the Anglo-Saxons was black. Why? Because the earth helped the woman and it swallowed up the flood of lies which comes out of the dragon's mouth. Right. He casts a flood of lies out of his mouth. Tanya, everybody's an Edomite. Everybody and their mom's an Edomite according to him. And our people believe it, man. Jesus Christ is an Edomite according to him. Right. And our people believe it, man. These times he was a dark-skinned black man. Go ahead.
Swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
And everybody knows who the dragon is. The dragon is the oppressor, man.
That's right.
And he cast the flood out of his mouth, and the flood out of his mouth is Jesus is white. The angels is white.
Right.
All the kings of England was white. That's the flood which was cast out of his mouth. And the earth helped the woman by what? Swallowing up the flood and leaving us with the chronicles and the archaeology and the records, man. Right. And the pictures of black monarchs and so forth. The earth helped the woman. Go ahead.
And Slakia for me also. We had a vast history of people, paintings and colors that, you know, they couldn't wipe it all out. They couldn't whitewash all of it, man.
And also, next thing, with most pictures, the reason they leave the hands still black in most pictures is why? Because when they tried to whitewash it, the paintbrush was too thick, so they couldn't paint the hands. Because this was back in the days when paintbrushes was a lot thicker. Yeah. They couldn't paint the hands, so they couldn't fit the... This why the fingers are still black in most of the pictures they tried to whitewash, because they couldn't fit the brush into the little slot where the fingers are. So that's why the hands will be dark and the paint in the face. Go ahead.
And Salakia too, if I may. Is that, you know, when they say, oh, the book burnt, have you heard that one where they say the picture was burnt, that's why the books are burnt, that's why the picture's black, right? That the hands are black. But then wouldn't the face get burnt too?
Right, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So
the face is white, but the hands and feet are black. Listen, man, the earth helped the woman when it swallowed up the flood. Go ahead.
Verse 17. The dragon was wroth with the woman.
And this dragon's rough, man. They get so rough when we bring out this history, and all they do is scream, "You're lying," and they want to fight. Right. Listen, bring one of your historians, tell them come before the camp, man. Right. You go bring Herodotus, man, who they say is the greatest historian ever. You go bring Herodotus, man, and you and see if he can stand between in front of the men of the Lord, man. That's right. So pick up where you left off in this book. Read more in that book. Go ahead. Where was I? So now this is from there. Oh. Yeah. Now that's the one that was there. Go ahead. Read from the start.
Lation.
No.
The British population is a possible explanation, and the one which appears to be the most natural, as there are some difficulties in this conclusion. The question arises: is there any other way in which the origin of these mixed brown people, surrounded by others of somewhat fairer complexion, can be explained?
So they're asking, how can this be explained? So now they're going to explain it. Go ahead.
An alternative explanation is that people of darker race may have come with the Anglo-Saxons.
He said people of a dark race came with the Anglo-Saxons, because all these dark-skinned brothers was coming through Germany, man. Like I said, they crossed the Rhine. I believe it's the North Sea. They call it the North Sea. They crossed the North Sea into England, man. And they started to take places like England, Wales, Scotland. They started to take lands. And then back then, the English would always fight the Scottish. And there was all brothers, but they would just always fight each other, because that's what we do. It's like Handsworth versus Newtown. We was always fighting each other. So people think the people from Sussex and Wessex and Mercia, that was all different races. Now, there was all brothers just fighting each other. They was fighting each other over lands back then. Nowadays, we fight over the postcode. Back then, they was fighting over lands. Right. And it shows that this shows why we need the truth, man. So we no longer fight over that garbage, but read on.
Or Danes, and have settled largely in these parts of the country. There is circumstantial evidence that people of brown.
There's circumstantial evidence that people of what?
People of brown or dark complexion did come into England during the time of both the Saxons and the Danish.
Listen, man, it says dark-skinned people came into England, man. Go ahead, let me see what else I want.
So if I may.
Go ahead. Yeah, this General.Hazayan at the door. Hey, go get the door. Yeah. And listen, they was dark-skinned people, man. I'm telling you, they was dark-skinned people. Now let's go into Scotland. Allah Akbar, Barak, Yahawashi, Keep on. I can't. So now let's go to Scotland now. We showed you that the people of the Anglo-Saxons was black. Now let's see what it says about the Scottish people. Read that for me.
The inhabitants of this isle are well proportioned.
So it's letting you know the people of this isle are well proportioned. Go ahead.
Generally brown.
Generally what?
Generally brown.
Go ahead.
And some of a black complexion.
It's letting you know the original Scottish members of a black complexion, man. When black men was ruling Scotland, why do you think Scottish people wear the beret today? That's what black men brought into Scotland. We also have that in the records. Mary Queen of Scots is also black, man. All of them are black. So okay, go ahead.
They enjoy a good state of health.
And these black people enjoy the good state of health. That sounds like us, man. Go ahead.
Right. And have a genius for all callings.
That's us, man. Jacob, the former of all things, man. Right. We have a genius for all calling. The original Scotsman was black, man. Go ahead.
That's right.
General, go ahead.
Or employments, though they have but few mechanics.
So get me that next book down there as well. This one here. Get me that one. Get me that one, brother. Find out this one again. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see what I Yeah. So get me Revelations 12 and 16 again. So we're gonna go. So we're gonna go over the dragon casting the flood out of his mouth. Because that's what he did. That flood of lies. And the earth helped the woman by giving us this archaeology, man. That's why the scholars can't step before us, man. You bring any scholar out to the camp, man, and we'll go into their books. People say all we read is the Bible. Man, listen, we're reading history also. Go ahead. You done?
God, Revelation chapter 12, verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood.
The earth opened its mouth and swallowed up the flood. Hold on. Now read this page for me. Don't close it, but read this page for me. So we're gonna read some more. Go ahead.
I'm going from Slack.
From the top.
The inhabitants are all Protestants.
So the inhabitants was Protestants. So the inhabitants of Scotland was Protestants. Now, if you know anything about Henry VIII, he broke off from the Catholic Church because he wanted to get his marriage annulled. So what happened is with Henry VIII had a brother who had a wife, but they didn't consummate the marriage. So Henry VIII's brother died. So then what Henry VIII did, Henry VIII married his brother's wife, and then she was getting pregnant and she was losing all her kids. She kept the babies. The babies kept dying. So then Henry VIII read the Bible, and then Henry VIII read the scripture in the Bible and said, the reason my kids are dying is because it says in the Bible, if a man takes his brother's wife, he shall die childless. So he then went to the Pope and tried to get the marriage annulled. The Pope said no. Henry VIII broke off from the Catholic Church for that reason. And that's why England was Protestant and everybody else was Catholics. And that's why England had so many battles with the French, the Scottish, because all of them was Catholic, and England was Protestant under the reign of Henry VIII.
That's right.
The inhabitants are all Protestants and speak the Irish tongue.
And we were speaking the Irish language, man.
Right.
Don't let them lie to you, man. We weren't speaking no African garbage, man.
Right.
We were speaking the Irish tongue. Go ahead.
Generally, there being but few that speak English,
Go ahead.
they are grave and reserved in their conversation.
Go ahead.
They are accustomed not to bury on Friday.
And they're accustomed to not to bury on Friday, man. Because Friday sundown is the Sabbath, man.
Right.
These Scotsmen understood this. Those Protestants, man, they understood this. Go ahead.
They are fair or brown.
They are what?
They are fair or brown.
They are what?
They are fair or brown.
They are fair or brown. Now let me get you one more, man. Now it's hold on, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
They are fair or brown in complexion.
The original Scots was fair or brown in complexion, man.
That's right.
We went to Scotland the other day and they looked at us like we shouldn't be there, man. When Edinburgh Castle belongs to us.
Right.
Everything in Scotland belongs to us because the original inhabitants was brown. Before what? Oliver Cromwell started killing people and sending them to the Caribbean as slaves and then stealing our surname so they could get the inheritance. So now the oppressor stole the surname Brown. He stole what brunette really means. Like we said, brunette meant brown, a woman of brown complexion, because it comes from the word brun. Brun also turned into the word brown. It turned into the word Barnett, Bennett, or Benedict. All them names meant brown in the beginning, and it was based off of your complexion. So when you see the oppressed with those surnames, just know these surnames originally belong to us.
That's right.
Right.
Go ahead.
That was it on that.
That's it on that. All right, read this one. Now we're going to go into Anne Boleyn. Let's go into Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII's wife. Let's see what color Anne Boleyn was. This is another book we're going into. Let's see what color Anne Boleyn was. Go ahead. Yeah, read from top. Go ahead.
According to one contemporary, Madame Anne was not one of the handsomest women.
So now the century. So like, pass me this one as well. Before quickly going to the Black Douglases as well. But go ahead.
According to the contemporary,
and a contemporary is what? Someone that's around us the same time as you. So why should I listen to some oppressor that wrote that Anne Boleyn was white. He wrote she was white in like what? The 1800s. White. I'd rather listen to a contemporary who's seen her, man.
That's right.
A contemporary who's seen her and knew what she looked like. Go ahead.
Madame Anne was not one of the handsomest women in the world.
So now this is talking about Anne Boleyn. They said she wasn't one of the handsomest women in the world. Go ahead.
She was of middling stature.
She was of middling stature, meaning she was middle height. Go ahead, maybe 5 foot something. Go ahead.
Swarthy.
She was what?
Swarthy.
She was swarthy. You should say swarthy. Go ahead. Yeah, she was what?
Complexion. She was middle stature, swarthy complexion.
She was swarthy in complexion. What does swarthy mean? Now we're gonna go into the dictionary. So right here we got a dictionary. We're gonna see what. Don't close that. We'll come back to it. All right, most Christ. So now we're gonna go into what swarthy means. Hold on, let me get page.
Suave is like saying we got the swagger today. We got swagger.
Hold on, yeah, go ahead. So now, read that one more time, and then I'm gonna give the brother the dictionary, and we're gonna go into the dictionary, and we're gonna see what suave means. So we're gonna go into the dictionary and see what suave means, man.
Right.
Let's see suave means what we say it means. Go ahead.
She was of middle stature.
Read it from Anne. So this is talking about Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII's wife. Go ahead.
Madame Anne was not one of the handsomest women in the world.
So they said she wasn't one of the handsomest women in the world. Go ahead.
She was of middling stature.
She was of middling stature, meaning she was about 5 foot something. Go ahead.
Swarthy in complexion.
Swarthy in complexion. Go ahead.
Long neck.
Long neck. Go ahead.
Wide mouth.
Wide what?
Wide mouth.
And you see how they're always saying black people's got big lips. They said Anne Boleyn was swarthy in complexion with a wide mouth. Go
ahead. Bosom not much raised.
Go ahead.
And in fact had nothing but the English king's great appetite.
So they just said the king liked her, which was Henry VIII. Go ahead. Just said she was nothing special. Go ahead.
And her eyes, which were black.
Didn't say her eyes were blue. Said her eyes were black. Go ahead.
That's right. Eyes were black and beautiful, and invited conversation. Her hair was glossy, thick.
Her hair was what?
Her hair was glossy, thick.
Wait, Anne Boleyn's hair was what?
Her hair was glossy, thick.
He said Anne Boleyn's hair was glossy and thick.
That's right.
He said Anne Boleyn's hair was glossy and thick. And who has thick hair today? We do, man.
That's right.
We have thick hair today. That's why we have afro combs and all of these things. It says Anne Boleyn's skin was swarthy, and he said her hair was glossy and thick.
That's right.
This is Anne Boleyn, who was the Queen of England, married to Henry VIII, man. Before she got beheaded. Before Henry VIII got her beheaded, man. Go ahead.
That's right. Her hair was glossy, thick, and black.
Her hair was glossy, thick, and black. Go ahead. Go read this. Read the suave part again, and then we'll get the word in the dictionary.
She was of middling stature.
Go ahead.
Swarthy
complexion. Now read this. This is the dictionary. Go ahead, read. It's kind of small because it's a reprint, but read that. So now we're gonna read swarthy out of the dictionary. So now this is a dictionary of the English language. Go ahead.
To make.
To what?
It's
It's small, but yeah, go ahead.
I can't read that.
You can't read it? All right, no worries. I'll read it for you. So here, it says swarth, to make tawy. Swarthy means brown, swarth or swarth. An appetition, swarthily, darkly with a tawny hue. Swarthiness means tawiness. A dusky complexion, swarthiness. A blackness, darkness. Swarthy, being of dark hue or dusky complexion. It also means black. Swarthy means to make swarthy or dusky to black colors. Swarthiness always means a tawny color. Swarthish somewhat means dark or tawny. Swarthy means brown. Swarthy means brown, man.
That's right.
And they called Anne Boleyn swarthy. Why? Because she was a black woman, man.
That's right.
And we're reading this out of their dictionaries. Go ahead, take that one. You're the general. You must keep on, general. You can keep going if you like, sir.
I know you can. I take it at 12 o'clock. We pause. Now then we're gonna go into idols.
Can't say.
All right.
Now we're in the next book, the family names from the Irish Anglo-Saxon. So now read that. Go ahead.
Ananka. Diva. Originally. Duba. From Dove.
Duba from Dub. Now there was a king called Dub Mac, which means black king, man. So now we're gonna see what Dub means. Go ahead.
Khan. Duba. From Dove. Black.
Duba means from Dub means black. Go ahead.
Khan. Iron Man.
Go ahead.
Khan. Iron Man. A dark complexion man.
Dub meant a dark complexion man. Dub meant a dark complexion man. So Kenneth the Niger was black. Dub Mac was black. It meant dark skin complexion man. Go to the next one.
Khan. Delvin. Dub black. Lynn. A marsh. A swamp.
Go to the next one.
Next page.
Yeah, we're gonna quickly fly through so you can read that.
Dub. Pronounce. Dub.
So it's gonna let you know what Dub means. Go ahead.
Khan. Or dove. Black. Duffy. Dub. Black.
So Duffy means black. Go ahead.
Khan. An individual.
An individual.
A black person.
All the Irish names Duffy. All the names Duffy means black. A black person, man. Any more on that? Are you gonna go to this one?
That was it.
Go ahead.
That's it.
So now we're gonna read about Charles I. This is there's a man called John Mackey who was spying on the Jacobites, who was spying on the Stuart family. Go ahead.
From the top.
Yeah, from there. Go ahead.
Come. Charles Duke of St. Albans
Go ahead.
is son to King Charles II.
The son of King Charles II. Go ahead.
Come. By Mrs. Gwynn.
Go ahead.
Was made by King Williams, one of the bed chamber, and captain of the band of Penfiners, and fent by that king.
So now this was John Mackey was spying on the Jacobites because he knew they was going to rebel and try and get the throne back. So he was a spy. He was reporting everything back. So he wrote about what they look like. Go ahead.
And fent by that king to France to congratulate the marriage of the Duke of Burgundy.
Go ahead.
He is a gentleman.
So he's letting you know what he's like. He said he's a gentleman. Go ahead.
Every way, he's a gentleman every way. The bond, natural, well bred, does not love buffinets.
Go ahead.
He's well affected by the constitution of his country. He is a black. He is of black complexion.
He's of a black complexion, man. Just letting you know he's of a black complexion. Go ahead.
Carter, not too tall as the Duke of the Duke of Northumberland. Yet very like King Charles, turned of 30 years old.
Listen, his complexion was like King Charles. Read on. Hold on. Let's see if this comes for a second. Hold on. Let me find the next one. Let me find the next one. Then after that, we can get the last one. Hold on. Let me get page 36. That's the one I want. All right. Read this one. Go ahead.
So Charles Lenos, Duke of Richmond.
Just read that part.
He is a gentleman, good natured to a fault, very well bred, and has many valuable things in him. Is an enemy to buffinets, very credulous, well shaped.
So this one was well shaped. Go ahead.
Black complexion.
Black what?
black complexion.
Go ahead.
Much like King Charles.
Ooh, black complexion, much like King Charles, man. Which is letting you know King Charles was a black man.
That's
it's
right.
a black complexion, much like King Charles. Also, man, King Charles was also a black man. Alright, we're gonna quickly get the last one. So read this for me. This right here is what happened. So what we're gonna read right now, what we're gonna read right now is when they started to get rid of black people from out of Europe. Go ahead.
Calm.
Hey Don, man, I ask you a question. Doing this sound, but this doing a Renaissance era when they all it's part of that whole Renaissance era, right? All right.
So once they all came up after the Medici family started funding all the artwork, then they started to get brothers out of England with the Cromwellian movement.
Right.
Yeah.
You said Cromwellian
movement? Yeah, meaning the followers of Oliver Cromwell.
Got you. Understand. So what?
There was an Edinburgh.
So there was in Edinburgh where we was just a few days ago. Go ahead.
There was an Edinburgh writer, George Hume, age 30, marked as a black man.
Marked as a black man. Go ahead.
Whose color would no doubt suit the West Indies.
This is when they started kicking black people out of England because they said your color would suit the West Indies. They started shipping black people out of England and sending them to the West Indies, man. They started kicking black people out of England and sending them to the West Indies. And that's why now you think no black people's in England, right? Because they started killing them, kicking them out, started getting rid of the men, and then the oppressors started dealing with all the women. And after 2-3 generations, everybody became white.
Right.
So that's what it was doing, it was breeding them all out. So now if you look on this page, it has a listing of the people that were shipped abroad. So read. This is an action list. This is called the transportations. So you can find out where them brothers went. You can also trace where them brothers which were shipped from England to the Caribbean based off surnames and so forth. So they ship them here. It has a list of their names and their complexion and what they've done as an occupation. Don't let them lie to you and make it like the history's gone away. Because they have records of the transportations, man.
Yes.
Go ahead, read it.
Yeah, go ahead. This topic and down.
Read. Just read the name and just read the complexion. So just read it. Don't read that, but just read the name of the complexion. Go ahead.
Name Andrew Langer.
Go ahead. And these are brothers that were shipped to the Caribbean to sell slavery from England. Go ahead.
Dark complexion.
These brothers that were shipped out of England, he had a dark complexion, man. That's right. Go ahead.
Well made.
Skip down to the next one. Just the one where read the name and the complexion.
James Lawson. Complexion. Well made. Slender. Slender dude. Dark. Sickly.
Yeah, and it was dark, complexion and sickly.
Right, next one.
So it was dark and sickly. Right. So if you look all here, it will let you know what their description was like. Here it says one from Edinburgh was swarthy. It says here one was dark hair, one was pale. Obviously, when they say pale, meaning he was sickly, because you would be sick if they're putting you on a ship and they only used to give you half a spoon of water a day. Like there's a book called The Zong where what the oppressor did, he was taking them to the Caribbean. He missed his turn to get to the Caribbean, and food was scarce. So then they done threw 242 people overboard. They started throwing children overboard, women, and drowning them in packs. They threw them overboard, and 242 of them died. And then the only way it came to light is why? Because these devils tried to claim under insurance as lost cargo, and the insurance said, we ain't paying you because you killed them. So they went to court, and that's the only reason why anyone cared about it. Because the insurance didn't want to pay out, and they wanted the insurance to pay out. And with that, we clap it up with the General Hazayan.
Hey, can we play a song in the intermission?
Play a
quick song real quick.
Come on,
if we play a quick song. Turn the screen black for a second. We're going to rearrange the table a little bit. And then we're going to get it in.
Come on. Arman, how do I find one of the adverts on here? It's on the right side. Go ahead. See if you can do it.
This video taken by the ISUPK is posted on the school's website and on YouTube. He says he and members of his Christian Bible school are well within their First Amendment rights.
Because we're hardcore black men.
But shoppers say they've heard enough. Today in court, their lawyers argued the group is trespassing. In addition, they say the group's
Niggas want me dead. Crackers too, but these coon ass niggas, they for the feds. My stick full of lead. In case these whole niggas try me, man, I'ma have to make that bed. No need to even flex. Cause how I walk it, how I talk it, let you know my speech direct. You heard what I said. Another move, your life passing through your mind, now you're big. And I'm fresh like a motherfucker. Niggas hating cause they more want us. I'm just coolin' by myself, but now they all on me. Shut up, bitch, eat a dick, I don't wanna love you. Sippin' that pool wow, got your laced up out your shoe now. Look what you finna do, wow, it's hot. Hop around these niggas till you flop. I'm busy getting mine, but all these niggas wanna duck. But it's cool, let me know I'm on the top. Steady in the courtroom, always fighting cops. Call the white man the devil, and that's off the top. So they try to stop my movement with a block, but I beat the case every damn time, so they watch. Waiting on the nigga to try to make me slip up. Walking up on me like homeboy, what's in your cup? Do you have any drugs? Well, let me see the slugs. Make it your bitch ass back, get mad, you ain't getting love. Your wife made you clip it down nuts, yeah, I know. Crazy what coon people will do for these hoes. But I ain't even pressed, I see why you going on. My nigga, you dead wrong, bust a nut, or get it on.
Black and white land, shit is crazy. Black and white land, shit is crazy.
I'm freshen up, cleaner than the motherfucker. Good juice in my cup is redder than the blood sucker. Drip on leak, yeah, drip on me. Hey, talking about, but what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, you see these damn bitches, they be choosing on me. But I don't want the bitch, but that bitch drooling on me. I get the walking on the cause she wanna moving with me. But I won't have it cause she easy like spaghetti, homie. Unleashed it to the G. Who is he, that nigga from SC? Get your level straight before you approach a G. Yahanna TC 0013. Sits on the stick, it got me cruising off the scene. The fuck do you mean? Yeah, nigga, yeah. They nigga be hating, but they can't penetrate us. Trying to shoot at us now later, but I'ma get you now. Potato on the bow, blang, blow.
But even 30 years later, videos don't necessarily lead to convictions of officers. Advocates for reform say that needs to change.
Shaw, that's it.
Nigga Shaw, man, you know what I'm saying? Realest nigga out there, man. Nigga turned up, feel me? Nigga turned the city up. Fucking with his music. We out of pull right now.
Where we at, though? Where we at?
Greenville, South Carolina, man.
Where we at?
Shout out Shaw, man. Turned up, man.
Damn right.
Fuck with it, man.
Get him in that. Right.
Birds, you dig?
There go, brother.
Yeah. We back, man. Let the Hebrew speak, man. London, UK special edition, man. Give it up for the brothers, man. They dropped that history on you, man. It's very important to have that history, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? To know that history, know who you are, know where you come from, man. You know what I mean? To know all the lies. Let me tell you something. What they brought out, man, in a book called The Icons by Kurt Weissman, page 10, it tells you about the whitewashing of images all across Europe. You know what I mean? In England and Scotland is a part of that. You understand? Especially in Scotland where things was changed. You know what I mean? When King James ruled that King of Scots, all right? So with that being said, man, I want to say a big up to Officer Dumgabar and Officer Zakawan for dropping that knowledge. We got to give me that history, man. Let me tell you something. Give me the scripture where it said, the Lord said he will be discontinued from your heritage. That's very, very important. Jeremiah 17:4. There we go. Let's go to it, man. Because you have to understand who you are and where you come from. You know what I mean? The error we making is not knowing our history. The error we make not knowing our heritage, man. You understand? That's the error we make. All right? You got it?
Come on,
read, Rob.
Jeremiah 17:4.
Come on.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
You will be discontinued from who you are. You understand me? Right. You'll be discontinued from your whole heritage. Right. They're going to take it from you. And you're not going to know until the Lord brings the truth back. When the brother brought out the book of Revelations about how the earth's going to help the woman, those records are now being dug up. You understand? They bring forth the truth according to the line. You know what I mean? The Lord, the truth is going to set you free, right? You're going to know it, and it's going to set you free. That's what you have here with these brothers. That's right. That's what you see here with these brothers, man. You understand me? All the knowledge being brought out, things going on, you see and you have these things right here. You understand? So with that being said, you know what we're going to start with. Give me Zephaniah 2:1, Rahman give me Zephaniah 2:1. Zafwan give me Ephesians, the 4th chapter, verses 4 and 5. And then we're going to hop right into these idols, man. This is very important because when they took over in Europe, they replaced our way of life with a ton of idols. Got you bowing down to rocks, cross, all kind of different things. And we're going to touch on how the Lord feels about that, man. We're going to probably do a part 2 because we're going to touch on the Star of Molech, King David singing. We're going to drop all that stuff. We're going to clear up all the misconception, all the lies being told, even all the lies about fake Israelite groups. We're going to touch on all that garbage, man, and bring forth the truth here in ISUPK. All right? Zephaniah 2:1, Rob, read.
Zephaniah 2 verse 1.
Come on.
Gather yourselves together.
Say it again.
Gather yourselves together.
What does it mean to gather together? It means to come together. Now, who is the Lord saying to come together? Go ahead.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Oh, what?
O nation not desired.
Who are the nations not desired? You just got the history from the brothers in the UK.
That's right.
About how they was ruling, the rulership they had, and they wasn't desired.
That's right.
That same battle that Jacob and Esau had in the womb came all the way to fruition back during that time, even to this day.
Right.
How did it happen? Through the whitewashing of the records.
Right.
You understand? Taking away our rulership seats and giving to themselves. That's what these brothers brought out earlier in the class today. That's why I had them do it. It's so heavy to have that done. You are the nation that desired, so-called black, Hispanic, and Indian. You understand? You are the nation that's not desired. Now, and I don't mean the East Indians. I'm talking about the Indians of the native land of America, the tribe of Gad, Reuben. You understand me? Drop that. Give me Ephesians, the 4th chapter, start at verse 4. Now, you're going to ask yourself, how do we come together? Do we come together in democracy and everybody believe what they believe? No, the Lord never said that, man. Right. Get that out your head. Read.
Right.
Yes, please.
Come on. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
There is one body.
Say it again.
There is one body.
Say it again.
There is one body.
The Lord said one body. He ain't say many different bodies. He ain't say many different things. He said one body, man. Go ahead.
And one spirit.
One spirit the Lord gave us in the truth. One. Not many different spirits. The Most High said that he a man of war. Right now, we're in war. And that warfare right now, yeah, is spiritual. You know what I mean? Not carnal. Meaning we ain't got to act like them other nations and do things to get saved and get delivered out of here. What we got to do in ISUPK, we come in here, we learn. You understand? We learn how to change our life. And this is what we do. We help other brothers and sisters change their life as well.
Right.
That's what the Most High requires of us. You understand me? Read.
And on God, even, one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
One hope of your calling, meaning one way to get it right. One hope, you know what I mean? And not what they told you with Barack Obama. That ain't no hope, man.
That's
right. All he did was further emasculate us and put us down even further. Right. You understand? And use the Christian church to do it. Right. What everybody do to put the black man down. Right. Go ahead. And on God, verse 5. One Lord, one faith. One Lord, man. The Bible says in the scriptures, I'm gonna do Allah Shawan Kodash. You know, y'all hate to hear that word. It makes them when they hear Allah Shawan Kodash. I'm gonna do a breakdown on Allah Shawan Kodash to prove that it's right, man. Right. You know what I mean? And according to the scriptures and Allah Shawan Kodash in the Torah, the Bible says the Most High name is Yahweh. Right. You understand? Yahweh, not Yahweh, Elohim, and all that filth y'all say. Right. Read. God. One faith. One doctrine. One. Not many. We don't come together joining things together. We don't do that. The Lord said one. That faith, that doctrine the Lord gave, that he passed on to the ISUPK, it started with us, it's going to end with ISUPK. That's right. And when I say end, I mean when Christ returned back the second time. Read. And on God, one faith, one baptism. One way to get clean, baby. You can come in, you come into school from any kind of way, man. You come in here, man, you get clean in here. That's right. You gonna know how to change your life, become a different brother and sister, you know what I mean? You gonna get in here, brother, you can come in here, man. You give your life to Christ, do what we say, follow his orders. You gonna learn how to be a prince, a priest, and a soldier for Christ. Right. That's right. You understand? A prince of the pop, we're gonna learn all that over again. Sisters, you can come in here. From any kind of walk of life, we can learn how to be a proper daughter of Zion. That's right. That's right. Go ahead, brother. And on Khan, verse 6. One God. One power, man. Go ahead. And you can stop right there, all right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to talk about these idols, man. Give me Exodus. Robon, give me Exodus 20. I want verse 4. You got a pocket? Yeah, grab me a pocket, but the pocket, give me Wisdom of Solomon, the 13th chapter. All right? Verse 1. If you don't have one, let me know. I give him mine.
Oh, so okay, got it on my phone.
Okay, yeah, you can. Yeah, hey, listen, do your thing, brother. Y'all got that phone thing. I'm going back to the regular Bible, brother. Yeah, I mean, get myself sharp back again. And you know your brothers can chime in when y'all want. You know what I mean? Y'all want to say something. You know what I mean? All right, you want to bring it out? All right, come on, let's get it.
Okay, so give me that again. Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon 13, verses 1 and 2. All right, stay in that 13th chapter because I'm gonna go a little bit more than 13th chapter as well. All right. Okay. I want you Exodus the 20th chapter, verse 4. You got it? Read.
Book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
What is a graven image, y'all? What's a graven image? That is idol. That Christian cross is a graven image. Oh my God. A graven image is like a sculptured statue. Right? That's what a graven image is. Something you sculpt. That Christian cross is a graven image. The stone in Mecca, a graven image.
That's right.
That Kali figure they got in what's that religion they worship? And Buddha and Hinduism. That's a graven image.
That's right.
Buddha is a graven image.
That's right.
The yin and the yang, a graven image. Yeah. All those are things you bow down and worship to. You know what I mean? That Christian cross, y'all get on your knees, y'all pray in front of that Christian cross. The rock, you bow down to the rock.
That's right.
You pray and give incense to Buddha. You understand? To Kali. You know what I mean? To all those different gods they got out there, man. They are what you call graven images. And the Lord says, thou shalt not what, brother?
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You see that? Don't make unto you any graven image. Go ahead.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth.
You know it's a good movie on that. Let me tell you how they show you stuff in movies, man. Get ready to read Wisdom of Solomon 13, 1 and 2. Get ready. Y'all remember that movie? Anybody see Gladiator? The movie Gladiator, right? In that movie Gladiator, when Maximus was a prisoner, he had his knife and was sculpting and carving out an image of a boy and a woman.
Right.
You understand? And he prayed to them. You know what I mean? At nighttime. After he carved it out, he prayed to it. That's a graven image.
That's right.
That's what you're not supposed to do.
That's
and
right.
you Christians, that's what you do with the Christian church and that Christian cross. You do that all the time. That's a graven image. You understand me? He did it. He carved it out on TV. And they prayed to it because he wanted to have whoever he was praying to watch out for his wife and his son who had got killed. You know what I mean? All right? Now, go ahead. Come on.
So also, there's a book of it. I might have it over there. They also used to carry the woman and child into war with them. So they'll take this idol with them, and then when they'll win the war, they'll put it down to this idol winning them the war. See if you can get me that book over there. It's called African Ancient something Europe.
Oh man, you just said something. They did it in the movie. What's the movie called? Oh man, they was going over the Crusades over in Jerusalem. What's the name of that movie? Oh man, what the hell was the name of that with that cat, Orlando Bloom? What's the name of that movie, y'all? Where they would carry the Christian cross in the battle. They would fight the Muslims. They walking across that damn heat and that sand, the whole cross before they went to battle. Same thing there, man. You know what I mean?
Crucifixion of Christ?
No. Wasn't that movie, man? I forgot the name of the movie. But just to let you know, they do that in these movies, man.
That's right.
They do. That's what happens, man. You understand? That's exactly what happens. Yeah, that's exactly what happens, man.
Icons as well.
You know what I mean? And listen, and while Dom Gabar looking for that information, man, let's start. I'm gonna read this scripture until you get the information. You get this, bring it on in, all right? I got you. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 13 and 1. Read. You can read verse 1, verse 2. Stop at verse 2. Let me know when you get to the end of it.
Surely vain are all men,
by nature.
Vain are all men by nature. You leave men to himself, he vain by nature, man.
Right.
He do things that don't mean nothing.
Right.
And we're going to explain to you how idol worship and praying to a cross of different objects means nothing.
Right.
And inside that one religion called Christianity, they got many things you pray to. The statue of Mary, the statue of a cat who you think is a good man. You made a deity, and you pray to him as well. They got the Christian cross. They got the statue of Mary. They got the rosemary beads. They got St. Francis of Assisi. They got all these things you praying down and worshiping, but it's all against God. Let me tell you something, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. You cannot do the things other nations do.
That's right.
The Lord said for you not to do these things, man. You understand me? Come on, brother. Go ahead.
God. Men, all men by nature who are ignorant of God.
I mean, they don't know the Lord.
Right.
Go ahead.
And could not out of the good things that are seen know him, that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Oh, let me tell you, we're going to touch this a little bit later on in the class because you have to understand we did this back during the time of Moses. During the time of Moses, when Moses went up on the mountain, we got angsty, jealous. The leaders got weak under the people and let them build a golden calf. You understand? This happened during that time. You know what I mean? All right, what verse you at?
Going into 2 now, sir.
Come on.
There's 2. But deemed either fire or wind or the swift air of the circles of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
See that? That's what you get to make you want to govern earth. Let me tell you something. It was a good thing on that movie Conan. Like I done watched some movies and some of the movies be showing different things. Now that I know the truth, I see certain things in these movies. Damn, he saw something else. Yeah, my person something else. But listen, in that movie Conan, the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? When he freed that cat that was tied up to the wall, right? That cat said, "Well, I worship." He said, "What's your God you worship?" He said, "Karma," right? I think that's a Norseman god or something. But he said he worshiped the great something that's the fire. I mean, that's the air, wind, sky, or something like that he worshiped. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, wow, the scripture say don't do that.
That's right.
And these are things that we're not supposed to do. You know what I mean? But we do anyway, out of ignorance, because we done lost our heritage. It's time for y'all to come back home and realize who you are, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. These things you do, you're not supposed to be doing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They are against the Lord. And we bring it out to you now so you can understand what to do and what not to do. You got it? Now, are you at the end of 2?
At the end of 2, sir.
Go to 13.
Go to 13.
And we're going to read all the way down to the end of verse 19.
Come
on.
Verse 13. and taking the very refuse among those which served to no use, being a crooked piece of wood.
Say that, listen, you work with something that has no use.
That's right.
It's a crooked piece of wood. It's telling you it's no use. So why you praying to it? Why you bow down to it? You understand? You're running around your neck like it's something to keep you safe. It's not going to keep you safe.
That's right.
How many brothers and sisters do you know wear that Christian cross and get killed in the streets today?
Right.
Whether we're in North, South, Central America, whether they're over here in the UK, the Caribbean island, you brothers and sisters in this Christianity, man, and you swear it's something of God and it's not.
That's right.
You bowing down to the cross, you wearing the cross, and you dying at a high rate, man.
That's right.
You understand? Or you got a crooked piece of wood on your chest and it ain't serving you no kind of way.
Right.
Now, hold what you got. Hold where we at, Tizapomani. John, break it down for him, brother.
So here, this is an idol. It says, Our Lady of Kestakoya, worshippers kiss the pavement before this icon. So this is the icon.
They kiss
right
the what, brother?
They kiss the pavement. So this is the icon. That's one of the icons. They kiss the ground before it. And they lie to tell you that they call him Saint Luke. They say Luke brought this to them. And that's why they kiss it, because they say Luke and St. Peter brought it to them. So here it says, Notre Dame of Kazan, carried into battle by Russian troops. October 22nd, 1612, the day Moscow was liberated from the Poles. So this is the picture right here. This is the Black Madonna that used to carry into battle with them and used to worship this and believe that this won them battles and used to kiss the pavement before all these idols.
Man, much like how that daggone rosemary bead. Yeah, you say the Hail Marys and the rosemary bead before you go do something that's going to keep you safe and or make you have some special superhuman power. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. This is crazy out here. The Lord said, don't do these things, man.
That's right.
And you wonder why you at the bottom of the pole. Right. But how much you try, nothing ever works for us because we're going against the Lord.
That's right.
Like we are sinning against our power by doing these things, man. You understand? A crooked piece of wood, like how that brother brought out, that has no use. You understand? We ain't got into the stone yet, or them other ones, but we're going to get into that as well. All of it's the same. Tell them where you at. Keep on reading, brother.
If I could.
Go ahead, brother. Come on.
But as you were saying, the one where, you know, they hold the cross around their chest and rubbing their rosemary beads, and they're still dying, like the Dylan Roof shooting, the church shooting, so many gangsters and criminals, they all wear that cross around their neck as if it's going to protect them. Well, really, what's going to protect them is changing their life and actually serving the real God. They got that piece of wood that ain't doing nothing.
That's right.
Give Rob on the hand. Because what he said is so heavy and so true, man. Like Dylan Roof came to that church and them cats prayed with him.
Right.
Instead of fighting this cat back. Now you act like it's such a wrong thing to defend yourself. You know, self-defense is given to any man, any creature. If you corner a creature in the corner, that creature's going to attack you to get away. I don't care if it's a mouse, a rat, a cat, a dog, a deer, or whatever you want to call it. They're going to fight you to get away. It's called self-defense because you're trying to hurt them.
That's right. That's right.
They knew that cat was going to try to kill him in that church with Dylan Roof, and he did. You understand? But that trust in that cross let them people die in that church. Man.
That's right.
That's why. All right. All right. With that being said, let's keep on going, brother. Tell me
God, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13. Thanks a lot, chapter. Well, not today. God, 13, verse 13. And taking the very refuse among those which served to no use, being a crooked piece of wood,
go ahead.
God, and full of knots, have carved it diligently when he had nothing else to do, and formed it by the scope of his understanding, and fashioned it to the image of a man.
That's what you see out here. You see these statues. They have you worshiping the image of a man. Also, you know what they do it as well? What's that scene, y'all, in Christmas, the nativity scene? During Christmas time, where they got Christ, they got Mary in the manger, they got the men, the shepherds supposed to come and say, to worship Christ. In the church, they bow down to the images, man.
That's right.
They do. They pray to them. They put them on, listen, at least in the States, they put them on a lawn, they light them up, pray to them, sing to them, all that stuff there, man. That stuff is wrong and evil, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, and then that's all what they do in Christianity, and the Lord said for you not to do it. That's why we bring it out, man. Go ahead, brother. Keep on reading.
It's like the other one.
Come on.
They expound on what you said. What they do, they also make shrines, set up little idols, and with the children, they have the children involved in it, and so on and so forth as well.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. That is correct. Keep on going, brother.
God, verse 14. Or made it like some vile beast.
Go ahead.
Laying it over with vermilion and with paint, coloring it red, covering it every spot therein.
Like they do in Egyptology. Them cats are all you black cats that say Egyptology garbage. You worship Isis, the Ra, whoever, whatever y'all worshiping there. It's the damn cat they worshiping over there. It's the damn eagle, whatever else they worshiping over there. It's all kind of evil and filth you doing. And the Lord said for the children of Israel not to do these things. That's right. Yeah, I mean, don't even carve it. They don't even carve it. You understand? That's why they made the golden calf. That was a bull. Right. Where they get it from? The Egyptians. Right. Every time we follow the other nations, we sin. You understand? We sin. Go ahead, keep on reading, brother.
God, verse 15. And when he had made a convenient room for it, set it in a wall, and made it fast with iron.
Meaning they put it somewhere and they had to nail it shut. If this your God, why are you nailing your God shut?
That's right.
If this your God, you should have to do that. He should have the power to do what the hell he want to do.
That's right.
But this your God, and you nailing that God shut. You got to be kidding me, man. Keep on reading.
Verse 16. For he provided for it that it might not fall, knowing that it was unable to help itself.
Same thing in Jeremiah the 10th chapter. We talk about that Christmas tree.
That's right.
The same thing right here. You know what I mean? Same exact thing. That's right. Now you put this idol up like you can protect the idol. Oh, you got to be kidding me? Come on, keep on reading, brother.
For it is an image and has need of help.
You see that? It's an image, man.
Right.
It's a graven image and it needs your help.
That's right.
So what's the point of it? Like, if I got to help this image, like, how's it helping me?
Right.
Image, you supposed to be helping me. I ain't supposed to be helping you. Right. You know what I mean? Like, how dumb can that be? But that's what we do when we now get out here and follow the other nations.
That's right. That's right.
Come on.
Anoka, verse 17. Then maketh he, praying for his goods, for his wife and children, and is not ashamed to speak to what? To speak to that which has no life.
Meaning, listen, they are praying to an image. Like, I want food in my house. Please give me food. Oh God, kaboo. Right. And that image I put up on the wall, I come slum, right? They praying to this image to give them food. Are you kidding me? Like you think that the statue that you hung up on the wall and you fast is gonna give you food. Right. Let me give y'all a story. Let me tell you how the Lord don't want you doing things with other nations. Let me give you this is a personal story, right? Hey, Bob, can they give me some coffee? Come. Actually, give me some coffee. Like how they did before. All right. A little more milk though. When I was gonna go join this in America, and this was in Chinatown in Philly, right? I'm gonna go join this martial arts school, right? I did my so-called research. I wanted the original style, and I wanted the hard style. I wanted the first hard style they had. I researched them. You know, they had a Wing Chun, and so I chose something called Hung Gar, right? Hung Gar Kung Fu, right? And I went to school. I watched it for a while. Saw him praying in the training. So I was like, I can get into that. I'm like, all right, cool. I went and I joined the school. So what I had to do was go around the corner. I had to buy some fruit. I had to bring the fruit back and put the fruit in front of the God that they had. Now I'm looking at the statue of God. So they was supposed to be Moab, right? Right. No, they wasn't Moab. The images, right? And them images that I had to put the food to, the Moab images, look like they have brown skin like me. And I'm going to myself, why am I doing this here? And I wanted to learn this art, so I had to go do it and go through everything in XYZ. And it just reminds me now, because as I go through the scriptures, I was never supposed to bow down to an image. Right. So if it took for me to join something, to join a class, learn how to fight, and which I already knew how to fight, but learn some sort of exotic school or some sort of thing you're going to learn how to do all this stuff with, and I got to bow down to it, I shouldn't know. You understand me? Like they got things you're going to do with these false philosophies and doctrines that you're going to bow down to. The Lord said, don't do it. I should have never done it. Right. But out of my own ignorance, not knowing who I am, I didn't. But in my mind, I said to myself, why do I have to always go to the other nation for things that we should already have? Right. Where's my coat of arms? They had a coat of arms. They had a family lineage that was all Moab. I said, where's mine? Right. You know what I mean? Right. All right. Keep on going.
Kanukan, verse 18. For health, he calleth upon that which is weak. For life prayeth to that which is dead.
Why pray to something that's dead? Give me Exodus 25. Why you praying to something that's dead? Like that idol you see is a dead idol. Why you praying to it? Like what's the point? Like what's the point, Rob Bonds? You got an idol and you praying to the idol. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, ISUPK, we rock the Shield of David, right? Y'all kill me with this shit. Y'all swear we work with this shield. We wear it because it look good. And all this represents King David, man. King David's name, I'm going to break that down for y'all, too. Part two. I know it's going to be a part 2 of this here. I'm going to break this down to you. We got the menorah. We don't pray to the damn menorah. Right. But you pray to that Christian cross. That's right. And don't tell me you don't do it because I did it when I was in Christianity.
That's right.
I had to bow, I had to get on my knees and pray to the cross. I did it in Christianity. Don't tell me you don't do it because you do it. You teach them to do it in there. You bow down to the statue of Mary. You bow down to all them saints they got in there. And you pray to them. You got special prayers to all of them. The Lord said, don't bow down and serve them, man. If you're a so-called black man, Hispanic, and Indian, you are part of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You got a book called the Bible that everybody took from. And that says in that book, don't bow down to idols. There's something that's dead. Keep on reading, brother.
For a humbly beseecheth that which has least means to help.
Man, you beseeching something that can't help you, man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Don. What the hell going on here, bro?
So lucky General. So speaking of idols, there's a statue I believe in Italy. It's called the Weeping Statue. So these people go there and they believe the statue cries.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that one time. Good, you're right. I mean, dumb is right. Go ahead, keep on reading out. Come on.
So they believe the statue cries. So now the scientists knew it was fake, and the people say, look, the statue's upset with how we're living because the statue's crying. So the scientists came and they tested it, and it was rose water. It was rose water that someone put on the statue. So then they also done the same thing to this statue. They said this statue, Mary, was crying blood. So then there was a man from the church, a Catholic man, and he's gone to the people, look, the statue's crying blood. The scientists have came to him and said, okay, let's do a DNA test on the blood and on you and see whose blood it is.
Right.
He refused to do it.
Right.
So in the end, he done it, and it was his blood on the statue. So these idols is garbage.
Yeah. Lying to him, man. You know what I mean? That's all right. No, that's the water.
So also, there was a next one called the moving statue. So they had the next one called the moving statue, which was on the top of a hill. So people would stand and stare at it for ages, and then they would blink and think the statue is coming closer, it's moving closer. And people actually believed the statue moved. But in history, later on, the statue got destroyed with hammers. Why did the statue move then? Why didn't the statue move when the people destroyed it with a hammer? That was the time to move. Which lets you know these idols is nothing, man. So
right. The whole time Christ. Damn right, brother. Damn right. You got someone bring out Rahman? All right. Are you done?
It's lucky. Yeah, I'm 19. I've got more. So.
Okay, come on. I want to hear 19. And then soon as done 19, I want you to go to Exodus again, all right?
Still in 18.
Come on.
And for a good journey, he asketh of that which cannot set a foot forward.
Go ahead, keep on going.
Verse 19, last verse. And for gaining and getting, and for good success of his hands, asketh ability to do of him. That is most unable to do anything.
Now go back to Exodus 20 and 5, brother. Go back to Exodus 25. Give me Leviticus 26 and 1, warrior. Exodus 25, come on.
Book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5.
Come on.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
See that? Them things they building that we just heard off of Zabawan bring out in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, that how you building them, and whatever you want to set your hand to do, you praying to them to help you. Are you kidding me?
Right.
The Lord said, thou shalt not what, brother?
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Go ahead.
Nor serve them.
No what?
Nor serve them.
Go ahead.
For I, the Lord thy God, I'm a jealous God.
The Lord said he a jealous power, man. If you a black man, Hispanic, Native Indian, living in North, South, Central America, the Caribbean, over here in the UK, you understand? Part of these 12 tribes of Negroid descent, you have orders from the Lord that you're supposed to be bowing down to these idols, man. Right. I don't care what they taught you, man. When you get to be a man or a woman and you start seeing things is wrong, you got to question yourself why. Maybe what I'm doing is wrong. And when you follow the truth, you got to now separate the truth from the lie.
That's right.
How do you separate truth from lie? Through facts.
That's right.
The facts show that these idols ain't helping y'all.
That's right.
How long we been Christians? How long? How long have we bowed down to them? How long have you been in Islam?
That's right.
How long have you been in Buddhism? How long you been in either Tithing to the black and the black, the black?
That's
right.
And has that helped us? You ask yourself righteously, has it helped us? No, it has not, man.
That's right.
Because you are doing things that God said not to do.
Right.
And the Bible just said, I am what kind of power, brother?
For I, the Lord thy God, I'm a jealous God.
He's a jealous power, man.
That's right.
That word God in Hebrew means power, Allah higher.
That's right.
You understand? He is jealous. He don't want you bowing and worshiping anything but him. Go ahead.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
You know why it says that third and fourth generation? You got a son called reincarnation.
That's right.
But this ain't your first time on earth. This ain't your first rodeo, man. You done been here before. You understand what I'm saying? So now, your punishment don't hit you while you here. It hits you after you come back.
That's right.
You understand? And they came back here and got punished for what they did. That's why it says third and fourth generation. You understand? That's why it says that. Any more on that, brother?
God.
Come on.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
The Lord said if you're going to love him, you got to keep his commandments. That's the love of the Lord. The love of the Lord is being somebody who want to keep the commandments of the Lord. That's how you love and show love for the Lord. You hear me? By doing what the Most High said. At all times.
That's right.
Period. You hear me?
Right.
Showing love for the Lord is by doing what he says to do. That's clear cut. Like, there ain't no misconception. Ain't no going around way with it. Ain't no saying, well, the Lord know my heart. I hate that. Who said that? Right. The Lord know you the evil, wicked bastard.
That's
yes,
right.
he know that. Because you going against what he says. Any more? Come on.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless.
All right. Go ahead, keep on.
That taketh his name in vain.
You're going to pay for what you're doing, man.
That's right.
You're going to pay. Leviticus 26:1, brother.
God.
Rob, give me Leviticus 19.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear ye up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any images of stone in your land.
Same thing here. The Lord is saying the same thing here. The Leviticus is the Levitical law.
Right.
You understand? And this is the hypocrisy to get me about these religions. And the Christians talk about the Bible and they follow the Bible, right? And they believe in this, believe in that. But it just said not to make no graven image.
That's right.
Especially even in Islam, it said not to make. Now the Muslims, this is what they say to you in Islam, right? That they don't really believe in the Bible, but they believe in the books of Moses. The books of Moses, the first 5 books of Moses, right? Leviticus is part of those books, right?
That's right.
What did you say, brother? Don't put no stone in your land of worship, right?
That's right.
So why that stone? Why do they bow down to that stone of Mecca?
Right.
If the book they believe in is called the Bible, and the Quran tell you to believe in the Bible, no matter what nobody tell you, it tells you to read the Bible and respect and believe and follow the prophets that's in the Bible. They just told you don't put no stone in your land.
That's right.
So why you bowing down to it? Like they think because they got a black mark on their head that it means something. Let me tell you about all these different philosophers and doctors, man. This is how they get they numbers and power. Through murder and intimidation.
That's right.
That's right. Yep.
The Christians do it.
Yep.
The Muslims do it. You know what I mean? Because they according to knowledge, they philosophies can't stand. So they got to intimidation. So let's take intimidation off the table. Like I ain't scared. I grew up in the same hood you did. I ain't scared of what you're saying. That's gone. And all the threats you get, that's gone too. Now let's talk knowledge. What does your book have that show me I should follow it? Like you telling me to follow a stone or a cross and it's gonna help me. How?
Right.
But the Bible says not to do those things.
That's right.
You understand? But versus the one who make the wood, who make the stone.
That's right.
It's the God, the Father in heaven, not Allah, and not that cross you worship in the Christian church.
Right.
All right. Who's reading? Where we at?
God.
Go ahead.
To bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God.
They bow them down to the cross. And listen, in Islam, you gotta. What they tell you? You got to you got to circle that stone. I mean, circle my times. You got to make a trip over to Mecca, circle the stone, and bow down to it. You throw rocks at it, to boil off the devil, all kind of silly things they do.
Right.
And that's not right according to the Lord. Even if we don't go, you got to sometime a day take your rug out and pray towards the east. Even that custom is our custom.
That's right.
Like okay, even in Islam. They talk about you praying in Mecca, but y'all lying, Like, tell the truth, man. The first place of prayer for Muslims was Jerusalem. It wasn't Mecca.
That's right.
You changed to Mecca because we wouldn't follow you and you guilt us. And then changed it to Mecca. But at first it was Jerusalem. Come on, man. The history is clear. The issue is the Lord needs men to stand for the truth.
That's right.
The Lord needs men that got some there you go. There you go, brother. Some umph. Back where I grew up in Philly in Southwest, Tons of Lion, though, she's from Philly, it's called gumption. That means men with a heart.
Right.
To stand for the truth. You need that. Come on, man. Playing games. Playing games. Was that it on that, brother?
That was our first one, another one. Yeah.
All right, now let's go to Leviticus 19:4, brother. Read that, man.
Leviticus 19 verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols.
Now give me wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. Come on.
Nor make yourselves molten gods.
Oh, make yourself what?
Molten gods.
Let me tell you. Listen, the idols, we talk about idols, but the idol is a graven image. But that molten god is that rock and Mecca. That's right. We're going to talk about that for a second. It's all when we talk about Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Zen, Egyptology. But that molten image, they teach in Islam that a black rock fell from the sky. And that black rock is Allah. When Allah was already 100 to 365 deities they already had in the Arab religion. Right. He was already there. Right. You understand? And that a black molten image fell from the sky, and Abraham told him to worship that. But it's a lie. Our forefathers never said that. Man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Come on.
You want to read something up?
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
I am the Lord, your God.
I am the Lord, your power, man. Is that it on that, brother?
Come on, sir.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, start at verse 12.
God. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Once again, brothers, I want to bring some out. Come on with it. Come on.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Now, you know in my classes, right, I might ask y'all questions, right? And I want participation from the chat room for brothers and sisters classes. What does it mean, the idols being the beginning of spiritual fornication? I need your answers on this. What does that mean?
It's like if I could.
Go ahead.
It's spiritual fornication because the Bible says that we are like a wife unto the Lord. We're married unto our Lord. So when we serve other gods, we're spiritually fornicated with our power. Most High.
Okay. I shouldn't even called on you. So I should have known what I'm about to do that. I should have called on you. It's your sister at the door, brother. I should have called on you. He gave the answer before I get anybody in the chat room. That's all right. Let me get y'all in the chat room later on the show. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I like. I need cooperation in here. Yeah, I need, feedback from everybody. Make sure y'all paying attention. But what the young brother is saying is true. That is spiritual fornication. And when you make an idol, you are spiritually fornicating against your power. You know what I mean? You are fornicating against your power. Go ahead.
And the inventions of them, the corruption of life.
And to invent them is the corruption of men. When you do that, you're not making your life better. You are now corrupting your life.
That's right.
You understand? What's that singer name, y'all, that had that? She went into, she was a rock star, Tina Turner. Now, I know her marriage to Ike was kind of rough and what he was going through, but they was in Christianity, right? And they was going through different things that was rough, right? And she went into Buddhism and showed them on the TV show like that was going to make her life so much more better. Ding, 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 ding. The Lord said that's the corruption of your life.
That's right.
You understand me? Keep on reading, brother.
Verse 13. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
Go ahead, say it again.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
Meaning this, if they ain't gonna fall down, they ain't gonna be in the beginning, and they ain't gonna be here forever.
That's right.
Go ahead, Rob.
As I've said, this moving. For the moving statue, it ain't last forever. It couldn't move out of the way.
Yeah, there you go.
It ain't last forever.
Yeah. And there's something I'll bring up about them statues. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you some of these statues and what happened during the COVID a little bit later on, proving that they mean nothing.
That's right.
Keep on reading, brother.
Verse 14. For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world.
Meaning, men out of ignorance, they vainglory. Here come the idols. You know what I mean? Here come the idols. Men created these things.
That's right.
And men say worship them, people worship them. Go ahead.
And therefore shall they come shortly to an end. Verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he has made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god.
See that? Now it's telling you how these things happen. This is how, like, it's breaking down to you, right? It's breaking down to you how these things start.
Right.
You understand? It's breaking down how these things start. You know what I mean? And what's going on? You have it today because the child died early. Something happened to the child. Now these people are now more than that child. Next thing you know, that child become a god. You understand? Next thing you know, that child become a god. Somebody who you worship. That's what happens, man. You know what I mean? Come on.
And it's like it too, like
Come on.
on the back of that is like, you know, when someone dies, your son, daughter, whoever, and a grandma, they get a tattoo with their names etched into their skin. You know what I'm saying? So to, you know, keep their memory, that's what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
And worship.
Yeah, they go, wherever I go, you're going to be with me, brother. You with me on my arm. So wherever I go, you're going to go. That is the most ignorant thing I think I've ever heard in my life. You come to the truth, you realize that stuff is ignorance. I understand you love your brother. Or you love somebody who passed away. I understand how much pain that caused. It's the way to deal with that, not by marking your body up.
Right.
You understand me? You ain't doing nothing but causing the Lord to have more anger with you, man. It's the time for ignorance and being taught by unlearned men. It's time for it to stop.
That's right.
You understand? Time for now for men to be taught and trained under the Lord the way it's supposed to be in ISUPK. Right. Time for that. Continue reading, Warrior. Come on.
So you're taken out of the way. Now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man.
Was what? A dead man. Go ahead.
God, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Verse 16.
The same thing with Nimrod and that Christmas tree. Nimrod was a man that died, and they buried him. A tree grew from there, and his mother/his wife said, "Okay, this Nimrod reincarnated again. We got to bow down to this here, worship that. We got big gifts under this tree." That's why you put gifts under the Christmas tree. Why do you hang ornaments? Them ornaments represents the head that was cut, that did the work of that tree. Come on, y'all. The time for being ignorant is over. Now it's time to be learned men, according to the Lord. Keep on reading, brother.
Verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom, grown strong, was kept as a law.
Go ahead.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of the king.
You see that, right? They made you worship these things, man.
Right.
They made you worship the cross and bow down to the cross, to the rock, to Buddha. You know what I mean? To Kali. How you gonna worship a guy that got 8 arms? She got 8. She got 25 arms sticking out everywhere, and you praying to it. I guess you want to get grabbed by one of them arms. Now you think one of them? We gotta grab you. You ain't bowed out of me. Nigga, where my incense at? Come on, man. Like all that it don't make no sense when you really look at it. But you look at them and they people like they are better than you. Because you worship their God. You're trying to be like them, so now you look at them, you bowing out, you humbling yourself to them. Man, no more of that humble stuff.
That's right.
No more of that. All right? Continue reading, brother.
Verse 17. Whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeits of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king, whom they honored, to the end that by this their frowardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present.
Like this cat done passed away and died, you're gonna flatter him like he was right there in front of you. And how do you know that by these gods you worship? You gotta be kidding me, man. You understand? It makes no sense here at all. Here you go, brother. My help some. I got it. Yeah, right there.
That's a lot.
Come on.
If I could, I was read earlier in Wisdom of Solomon 13 and verse 17. They're not ashamed to serve these idols, serve these vain things. Like as much as you break down the Levitical law, as much as we break down all these scriptures we brought today, you cannot peel away a Christian from serving that crust.
We gonna have, listen. Let me tell you something. The Lord said this. You right, Rob, but I want to get this in everybody's chest. You know, ISUPK. This is what you better understand, man. The Lord said in the book of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, that we're going to put our forehead against their forehead. What's in your forehead, y'all? What's in there? Like, what's in the forehead of everybody? I'm asking the question now. So y'all, I'm running my mouth. Ain't nobody answering nothing. I want y'all, you know I want participation, right? I want y'all to feedback. What's in your forehead? What's inside of here, man? What's inside of your forehead? No, Rob, you got it. What's in the forehead, y'all? Now, I mean, I asked the question for everybody, what's in your forehead? Meaning, the Lord said in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, He's going to make our forehead strong against their forehead. We come to the truth now. You know, you learn this knowledge. What's in your forehead? Let's see if they got it. What, did anybody say anything?
Yeah. Brother said forehead, your mindset.
What's inside of your mind? When you come to the truth now, what's inside of your mind? You don't want it now. What do you say?
Your brain.
Okay, what's inside of your brain?
Right.
What's inside of the brain?
Computation.
No. You was on it for a minute. Whoever this young brother is, or young person is, you was on it.
Someone said the truth.
Yes, the truth. Who said that?
Yashala.
Yashala, you're right. You know what I mean? The truth. The truth is in your mind and your forehead. So now, you come to ISUPK, you will learn this truth. So now in your mind and your forehead is this truth.
That's right.
And the Lord said He gonna put what's inside your forehead against them. Against them. You understand me? So while they are doing those things, we still gotta go to them and teach them this truth.
Right.
You understand? That's the point. And then listen, you know your people. Israel are, they gonna come at you, gnashing the teeth, threaten you, all kind of evil, rough looks, and you got to deal with that and still not back down and battle them in this truth. You understand me? That's the point.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we break through the ones who the Lord said for the breakthroughs. You know how y'all came in here. That's how y'all got in here. That's how I got in here. You understand? Same exact way. That's how I got in here. You know what I mean? That's the exact same way. It got to be done. You hear me? All right. Now, let's go. Come on, where we at, brother?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 18. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition.
Meaning that artificer is somebody who build idols, somebody who build things, right? Excuse me, he building the idols. He brought you more to being ignorant to the Lord.
Right.
By worshiping these things. Go ahead.
Verse 19. For he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion.
Right.
Verse 20. And so the multitude allured. And so the multitude allured by the grace of the work took him now for a god.
Meaning because it looked good. Like this cat was crafty on making stuff. Yeah. He made you an image that looked good. Like, God, man, the image looked good. Right. Okay, well, I'm gonna buy it out and you because you look good. Go ahead, brother.
So also with these idol worship, people that worship idols and sculptures, when you actually look at art, there's a lot more that goes into it. So when you look at Michelangelo and what's his name, Leonardo, what they used to do is all these naked sculptures that you see, it was of real people. So what they used to do, they used to hang out at the hospitals. So people that couldn't afford funerals, they used to take the dead bodies and then they used to cut these bodies open. And that's why, have you seen their pictures where they're showing all the bones and the skull and stuff? So it was actually looking at people's bones and skulls. So they had a little scalpel and they say that they're like the fathers of anatomy. So they was actually cutting people open And that's why when you look at their David sculpture, you have all the veins in certain specific places.
Yeah.
Because their lines was being naked is only skin deep, so they'll take your skin off. And that's why when you look at, hold on, I think it's got some in this book here.
Come on, bring it out, Dungle Bar, bring it out, baby. Bring it out.
Yeah, so when you look at these kind of pictures, for album, can you put this in front of the camera? Oh, it's gone. So let me see if you can find the next one, which is clear. So all of these things here, where they got pictures of like organs and so forth, they actually had dead bodies in front of them. So if you had a poor family member and you couldn't afford their funeral, you would leave their body in the hospital, and Michelangelo would hang out at the hospitals. They would take the dead bodies, they would cut them all open, and then that's where you get all these pictures from here. So these ain't just random pictures that they draw. They actually draw these from cutting people open, and that's what worshiping idols comes from. So now, after that, they also started to draw images. So now, because we believe in idols, we also now believe in hell. Why? Because once you believe in one piece of garbage, you then believe in something else. So you believe in one superstition, which leads to 2, which leads to 3. So now we believe in hell. Why? Based off pictures that was drawn, and here is one of the pictures. This book is called Michelangelo: The Complete Works. So he watched that. He loved that Donatello poem of Hell and the 10 Rings. And then this was the picture that he drew. Grab, can you put this on the camera? So this was one of the pictures that he drew because he was excited with that. And then they put all these in the book, and they said, if you do bad, you're gonna go to hell. So they would show you these pictures in the church, and then you'd believe this is what hell looks like. So this is where what hell looks like came from all of these paintings. Right. So because back then not everybody had Bibles, because Bibles was expensive and the printing press wasn't made. So what they would do is they had the stained church glass windows. So all the pictures on the windows, they would teach you the doctrine of the windows. So you look at the window and they'll say, see this picture here? The Bible's saying blah, 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 because they didn't actually have a physical Bible. And then they had a thing called the Poor Man's Bible, which was called the Biblia Pauperum, and it was all pictures. So you'd look at those pictures and you learn your doctrine based off the pictures you've seen. So if you see this picture every single day, you're going to listen to everything they tell you about hell, and that hell's a fiery place under the ground. Thanks to Michelangelo being commissioned by the Pope to come back to Rome and draw these pictures, like I said.
And listen, also when he bring out his head, this is heavy, man. Go ahead, Don. It's heavy as hell, man. Also, that's why you know King James was so important, right? And why he fought against that Roman Catholic Church. They had him killed. Because in the beginning of the 1611, it tells you, we go to the prologue, that tells you about the battle he had with the Christian church to get these records to the regular people. Right. Like he wanted the regular people to be able to understand the truth. And got it. The Lord had him do that. That's right. The Most High had him do that. Had to break down the scriptures from Genesis all the way to Revelation, including the Apocrypha. The Lord had him do that. And to fight against that nasty behind Catholic Church. That's right. Who was trying to keep the records hidden to everybody, man. You understand me? Listen, that was some good information, but our brothers had. Damn right, boy. Damn right. Yeah, I mean, damn right. Let's get it. So now, with that being said, let's continue. Where you at?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 20.
Come on.
Finishing up 20. Which a little before was but honored as a man.
Come on.
Verse 21. And this was a occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny.
Let me tell you something, man. Deceive the world and deceiving you, Israel.
That's right.
Deceiving you, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. The more they keep you in these philosophies and doctrines, the more you stay destroyed, and the more the Lord not on your side. Your oppressor knows this. They got our record. They know if we're doing wrong as the Most High, they can conquer us.
That's right.
But if we start doing right by the Most High, they know they can't touch us.
That's right.
You understand me? Start now. These facts come out. Now it's time. And let me tell you, this is a gut check for everybody too as well. Because you're going to have to check what you've been doing all your life.
That's right.
A lot of us are stalked and whatever we into. We really into it. But is it really right? Take away your feelings for a second, everybody. I'm talking to every Black, Hispanic, Native Indian. It's time now to be really emotionless and not deal with facts. Because emotion is not going to get you nowhere in life. Facts are. You understand me? The facts stay. The Lord said don't worship no idols. In the Christian church, you bow down to the Christian cross, the Mother Mary, the rosemary. St. Francis or whatever the hell they say he is or who she is. That's what you bow down to. Islam is the rock. Buddhism is Buddha. Hinduism is Kali.
Right.
Egyptology is whatever god they got. The cat, the rat, the dog, the bull, the all kind of stuff. You understand me? The eagle, all that stuff, man. You doing these things is against God.
That's right.
And ask yourself, has this stuff helped you at all? And it helped us as a people. Has it? Every so-called black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, and that's not the truth, or woman that got riches, got them from the left-hand side.
Right.
It's just simple.
That's right.
All right? All right, but that, go ahead, you want to bring it up? Come on.
So even for example, like when we were sold from West Africa, they sold us for bronze. So bronze became the African currency. So bronze became the currency of what they was given to the people for us. So then they sold us, and then they had all that bronze. So after most of us was sold from those places, bronze began to be no longer good currency no more. So what the Africans then did, they melted that bronze down into sculptures, which they call the Benin bronzes, and they call it the Ogo, which they worship as gods now. And then they got them in some museum in America, and our people are crying, saying these are our gods, we should have the right to worship them, not realizing you were sold for this bronze for them to melt it down and sculpt it into body statues.
That's why I say facts. It's a factual check now. It's a gut check.
That's right.
You doing things, yeah, and you really giving your all to these things. What's the facts, man, on what you're doing? Is it right according to God? No, it's not. We didn't give you proof upon proof that God don't like no idol.
That's right.
He don't want you worshiping no idol. Now, I'm going to let, because this rest of the chapter is a little bit more extensive, so I'm going to stop where I'm at. I want on your own to finish reading the Wisdom of Solomon, always the end of the chapter, because it breaks down about the idols and what you're not supposed to be doing. Now, with that being said, give me Psalm 96 and 5. All right?
Book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5.
Psalms 135 and 15. Go ahead, brother.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Go ahead.
But the Lord made the heavens.
All right, you see that, man? You know what I mean? The Lord made the heavens.
That's right.
Meaning what? You worshiping something that was made on the earth under the heavens. But why you worshiping what's made and not the one who made it?
That's right.
Like that makes no sense.
Right.
You understand? All right? Give me Psalm 135, verse 15. 135? Come on.
And verse 6,
No, 135, verse 15.
15. Psalms chapter 135 and verse 15. Got it. The idols of the heathens are silver and gold.
Say it again.
The idols of the heathens are silver and gold.
What do they use that silver and gold for? The Christmas tree. They drape the cross in silver and gold and purple. Sound familiar? They drape that stone in Mecca in silver and gold. They got a black tarp with silver and gold that covers that stone in Mecca. You understand? The image of Buddha, he draped out in gold. That's right. Same thing with Kali, gold. You understand? Same thing. Egyptology, black and gold. Most of the images they had there was silver as well. You know what I mean? All these things you worshiping, they do what, brother?
Come on. Psalms 135 and verse 15.
Come on.
The idols of the heathens are silver and gold.
Go ahead.
The works of men's hands.
The works of who?
The works of men's hands.
The Most High didn't make no cross.
That's right.
You made that cross.
Right.
The Most High didn't put gold on the cross or drape it with gold and silver and purple. You did that.
Right.
Following your oppressor. The Most High didn't put a black tarp over a black rock and said, bow down to it. You doing that. Men did that.
Right.
The Most High didn't build no fat Buddha. Men did that.
Right.
The Most High didn't build Kali with 100 arms sticking out her damn body. Men did that.
That's right.
The Most High didn't build no cat, no rat, no dog, no bull, no eagle, no ostrich, or whatever that is, Men did that.
Right.
And made it black and gold and silver, whatever thing they use. You understand me? And guess what? The Lord's saying right here that men gonna do it. And men did it. And men are still doing it.
Right.
Continue reading, brother.
Verse 16. They have mouths, but they speak not.
I mean, they ain't got a mouth, but they can't speak. You know what I mean? You drawing these images, they can't talk back to you. The image of Buddha is smiling, laughing at you all the time like a fat kid. Right. But it's not talking to you.
Right.
It's not saying nothing to you. You understand me? Come on.
Eyes have they, but they see not.
I mean, they got eyes. Them statues they build got eyes. There's nothing in them eyes. The brother just brought out about how I think it's in South America, where they got the weeping statue, the one that got tears coming down out of the eyes, and it can't see you.
That's right.
Scientists say this is all false and a lie.
Right.
Come on, man, go ahead.
Verse 17. They have ears, but they hear not.
I mean, you talk to it all day long, it ain't saying nothing back to you. You know what I mean? It ain't saying nothing back to you. Go ahead.
That's right. Neither is there any breath in their mouths.
I mean, it can't. You don't see it breathing.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them.
Yeah, let me tell you something. You trust in them, and you're gonna be just like them.
That's right.
Nothing.
Right.
Give me Psalms 115-7, Rob, on real quick. Give me Psalms 115, verse 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 115 and verse 7.
I'm going to read 18 one more time, all right?
They
Let me read first. Go ahead.
They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not.
I mean, you got a statue that got hands and feet.
Right.
It can't touch you. It can't say, you know what, let me give you a hug.
Right.
It can't, you hugging it, but it can't hug you back.
Right.
It can't say, hold on, come here, let me come to you. It ain't get up and walk to you.
Right.
And hug you because it's nothing. It means nothing.
That's right.
They have hands and they got feet that they walk and they can't touch. Anymore?
Neither speak they through their throat.
You can't hear it talk to you. You gotta be kidding me, man. And we're gonna go over in this class about an idol that they swore was something, and Daniel proved that the idol was wrong.
Right.
And what really was going on in the idol. We can go over that story tonight. You know what I mean, today, all right? Go ahead, brother. Water warrior.
Psalms chapter 135, verse 18. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them.
That idol means nothing. And the Lord is saying that the person who makes the idol and you who bow down to the cross, you worshiping the rock in Mecca, you bow down to Buddha, you bow down to Kali, you bow down to the Egyptian gods, you are just like the person who made it and the image, nothing.
That's right.
Now these are the words of God. If you hate what we saying, you take it up with the Lord.
That's right.
We ain't making this up. It's all in the Bible.
Right.
But we are the men who the Lord called to now wake up these sword charges. And we're going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. So when we become our enemy, your enemy, because of the truth, then so be it.
Right.
Then so be it. I think what's worse is us dying in this land.
That's right.
No matter where we are, we lead and rape and murder. All kind of death and diseases. I think that's worse than me telling you this here. He hurt my feelings. Come on.
Also, what you realize is everyone that makes idols and worships idols, the idols centered around what they like in life.
Right.
Like the things that they like in life, like if you like homosexuality, the idol's centered around it. Like what you'll see is all these weed smokers, then theirs is centered around a God that allows them to smoke weed. Like I've never heard someone that worships idol say, I can't do this no more because my God don't like it. So their God is based on, they make their God based on what they like. Like say for example, when you look at Zeus, for example, they was heavy into homosexuality. So Zeus was what? A homosexual, even in their records. So whoever made Zeus There was a homosexual, so they made Zeus a homosexual too.
Right.
They was into raping women, so they made Zeus rape women too, claiming that he lived on the top of Mount Olympus somewhere. So I went to Greece recently, and all it is a mountain. They claim the 12 Olympian gods live on Mount Olympus. And when I'm there, it's just a mountain. It's just a mountain and nothing's there. And till this day, people still hold respect for Mount Olympus.
Right.
So now they make their God based on what they like in life. Like in here, we don't do that. Right. We read the Bible and our God says we can't smoke weed no more. We say, okay.
Right.
Now you might think I want to smoke weed, but we say we can't smoke weed because our God says we can't do it.
That's
now
right.
with them, their God allows them to do whatever they like to do.
Right.
But everybody's idol is centered around what they like, which lets you know it's all fiction and it's not real. So like you said.
Come on.
So like if I could, like these pastors, their God allows them to molest children. As long as they, as long as they go to confession or get caught and pay money.
Eddie Long.
Ooh wee.
Eddie Long.
One car.
Eddie Long and all that purple. You better watch out for that purple.
That's right.
The Roman Catholic Church in Roman time, they all love wearing purple.
Ooh wee.
That was their color of the rich aristocrats. You better watch it, that purple. I'm trying to tell you. Genesis 4:22, Robert, read.
Said, Book of Genesis 4:22. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And the man said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son.
What verse you on?
I'm at verse 24, sir.
No, read 22 one more time. I missed that. I'm talking to brother. I apologize.
Genesis 4, verse 22.
Come on.
And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer
Go ahead.
in brass and iron.
See that? Instructor, meaning what? He taught people how to do this.
Right.
This cat, Tubal-Cain, he the first idol maker. You know what I mean? And taught people how to make these idols.
Right.
You know what I mean? Taught them how to go ahead and make them. But it's against the law.
That's right.
The Lord said, don't do these things, man. You know what I mean? Don't do these things. A lot of that voodoo worship is, a lot of that stuff is in that too as well, worshiping these idols. You know what I mean? The Santa Maria and all that stuff there, but they supposed to put spells on you. You know what I mean? I got a story. I mean, one time I was in the former life, things I did in the world, and I was in court, and I had a case, a DUI case. And this lady was drunk out of her mind. I caught her behind a dumpster. She had a stocking, she had no shoes on, stockings, and she had mascara running out of her face. She was drunk as out of her mind. I caught her eyes about that big, y'all. And it was nighttime. She was like this here. She had crashed into the police car. They knocked the fire hydrant over, was flying. They caught her. And they were like, she's like, damn, we caught, she looking. So we go to court, we in court. And I don't know if it was a mother or grandmother was there in court. She doing I said, what the fuck wrong with her? I said, yo, her grandma trying to do to watch this. And then she got sick in court, so they postponed the case. The second time we go back to court, right, grandma doing this. And she sat in front of me, I sat in the back. And I'm in the uniform, and I'm sitting there like, this cat, this crazy. She going, and she turned around to me, she looked at me, she goes, ooh.
Good night.
And she did it again, she said, ooh. I said, mother. I looked at my partner and said, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
And we both laughed. Now we was like, okay, at this time, I was going to the knowledge of the truth. You know what I mean? And I was going to class with Commander Yahanna. So I knew what this was. You know what I mean? Ain't none of this fazed me. But in the world, they teach you, watch out for the voodoo. You know what I mean? All them things they do in voodoo. You know what I mean? You be scared of it, right? Or at least respect it. So I had no respect for it.
Correct.
I got up there, I testified. You know what I mean? Got her. And she got guilty for DUI, right? So I walked past in the hallway, she's talking to a lawyer. And I'm walking by, me and my partner, I walk by her, and she look at me, and the grandma look at me. So I look at both of them, I go, ooh. And she kept on walking, you know what I mean? And Okay, to let you know that the gods of these idols you worshiping don't mean nothing. Ain't gonna do nothing to you, yo. Like we got to come out of the lies and the false things they doing out here, and it ain't help her. She got because of what she was doing. Yeah, it didn't help her. It couldn't save her neither. Right. That's why the Lord said these things you build and worship, these dead things. Like you praying to something that's dead to help you get out of a situation, it ain't gonna work. It's not. You know what I mean? Only one can do that is the Lord. And she'd have been taught how to not be a drunkard. Right. You know what I mean? Like how the scriptures speak, and to get rid of anything that happened in her life and learn how to get counsel and get right. Then she would never have been driving drunk. Right. Never would have had an accident. That's right. Never would have a DUI record because she learned how to change her life. Right. That's the point we're trying to give you. To change your life. Stop doing these things that don't mean nothing to you, man. You know what I mean? You worship these idols that don't mean nothing. She think because her mama into whatever she into, that's gonna help her. It didn't. That's right. And that's you, Israel. Right. Black, Hispanic, Independent. You worship things that you think gonna help you, but it's not. It ain't helping. It's further along in your destruction. That's right. So I'll be giving you the Lord's correction now and making fun of these idols and bringing them out because the Lord says something. I got that proof in the Bible as well. People say, well, y'all wrong for talking about people's religions and gods. That's wrong. No, it ain't. Right. It's right according to the God of Israel. That's right. You understand me? Now, with that being said, give me the history of the destruction of Bel the Dragon. Everybody out here in this class, all y'all should have an apocrypha. And you need to read what's inside of these books, really read it. The history of the Bel the Dragon is a very good example, along with Wisdom of Solomon, 13th chapter and 14th chapter. A good example on how to not worship these idols. And it tells you and shows you these idols mean nothing. You understand me? Wisdom of Solomon, history of the Bel the Dragon. Read, brother. Yeah. And also, this is the prophet Daniel breaking this down. You understand me? Come on.
God. Bel the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
And King Artaxerxes.
I can't pronounce his name either.
King Astahaz was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. Verse 2. And Daniel conversed with the king, and was honored above all his friends. Verse 3. Now the Babylonians had an idol called Bel.
Baal. Go ahead, come on.
And there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour, 40 sheep, and 6 vessels of wine. Verse 4. And the king worshipped it, and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God.
Say it again.
But Daniel worshipped his own God.
Now, let me tell you about the prophet Daniel. Daniel was in captivity, man.
That's right.
And when it said he worshiped his own God, he worshiped the God of Israel.
That's right.
So what's your problem?
Right.
You ain't got to do what your oppressors tell you to do. You ain't got to. Let me tell you something. Be perfectly honest with all y'all out there. There's not one law or law on the books that will stop you from being a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Whether you in America, the UK, the Caribbean, no matter where you at in the earth. Right. There's not one law to stop you from getting back your heritage. Not one. Not one that'll stop you from worshiping. Not one. The problem ain't that. The problem is what's inside of you that you got to get rid of. You understand me? Daniel in captivity. Let me tell you something about captivity back then. They got laws now where they ain't supposed to be murdering you and killing you, right? Back then, they'd chop your head off. Right. We was at what bridge was that again? Who was that last night, y'all?
The London Bridge?
The London Bridge last night. And we seen the castle where they chopped Mary Scott's head off and buried her in that castle. Back then, they would do that. Here, you got to go to court and different things, and they might get life in prison. But back then, they'd just straight kill you. We ain't living in them times right there. So we ain't got to worry about the death. So what's really the problem? You ain't dying like that. The problem really is what's inside of you. That's right. And what you decide to do for the Lord. It's time to change. Time to weigh the facts, Israel. Weigh the facts. Get rid of your emotions and weigh the facts.
Right.
Continue reading. And here's facts of an idol during Daniel's time in captivity. And Daniel, no matter what, still worshiped the God of heaven.
That's right.
Still prayed to the Most High and did things for the Most High the right way. And look at what the Lord, you're going to see what the Lord did for him to prove that those idols the heathens worship mean nothing. And so when you worship them, it don't mean nothing.
That's right.
They said they gave him food, right? Remember Tina Turner, she kept putting them heads of lettuce in front of the damn little thing, the fruit. She could have made a fruit salad.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Could have made a nice, good fruit salad. Because they do know they'll go bad and wilt, and she changed it back again. Keep on reading, brother.
And the king said unto him, Why dost not thou worship Baal? Verse 5. Who answered and said, Because I may not worship idols made with hands.
That's right.
Daniel still kept the laws of the Lord in captivity.
That's right.
That you know that you still can keep the laws of the Lord in this captivity we're in under our oppressors. You can still do it. Like I said, there's not one law in the books that stop you from being the Hebrew Israelites. You understand me? Even though somebody done took your heritage and say they are them and they are not. Go ahead.
But the living God. So I read that again. Because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God.
Go ahead.
God, who has created the heavens and the earth, and is not sovereign, and have sovereignty over all flesh.
And listen, let me tell you how much Daniel was the man. When the king asked him, he ain't back down.
That's right.
He was straight honest. He said, listen, man, my God said I can't worship that.
Right.
He is the most high power, control everything. And told him.
Right.
And you're going to hear what he going to tell that king. Like Daniel had some gumption. Like I grew up with the word gumption, which means heart. And he had some integrity for the Lord. He had heart.
That's right.
You understand? And you're going to see it right here. And if you don't have this inside of you, you better check you. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Then said the king unto him, Thinkest thou not that Baal is a living God?
He said, you think Baal a living God? Like now, this is the king he's talking to, right?
Right.
I mean, this is the king. This king has him beheaded right now. For even just saying that to him, right?
That's right.
He can have him beheaded. Go ahead.
Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Verse 7. Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within.
It's about what?
This is but clay within.
How did Daniel know that? Because Daniel was taught this.
That's right.
You got to teach your kids these things.
Right.
Like as a parent, teach your kid the truth instead of a fairy tale and a lie.
Right.
Teach your kid these idols are nothing, but they don't mean nothing. He knew this because he was taught this. You understand me? Go ahead.
Clay within. This is what clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything.
That's right.
Verse 8. So the king was wroth and called for his priests and said unto them, If ye tell me not who this is that devoureth these expenses, ye shall die. Verse 9. But if ye can certify me that Baal devoureth them, then Daniel shall die.
Woo! Now here we go. We on the carpet, baby. Right. What you gonna do? You gonna back down? Let me tell you something. In the book of Romans, the 15th chapter, verse 4, Paul says, these things written aforetime were written for our learning. Right. The word "afore" is a prefix, meaning the time and order, meaning the things in the Old Testament you're gonna learn from. And you're going to learn that these idols you're following mean nothing.
That's right.
How do we know? Because the Bible says it in the Old Testament. You understand? Which is why we follow it in the New Testament. You understand? That's how we're going to learn these things. Now it's time for you to learn it. Now Daniel he done said something. Now, show and prove time. Go ahead.
And God, for he had spoken blasphemy against Baal. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. Verse 10.
This is the king. He said, all right, you said it. All right, let it be. Meaning, so be it. If my Baal eat this food, I'm going to kill you, Daniel. If somebody else eating this food, priest, you're going to die. And let's see who the Lord chose. See who he was with. And that's why it's important, y'all, to know your history.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Know who you are. You understand that the God of Israel is for you, not nobody else.
That's right.
Stop doing these heathens to what the God of Israel gave us. You understand? Daniel was among the heathens in captivity and still worshiped the Lord. And had enough gumption inside of himself to say that in front of the king. You understand? That's what you're supposed to have.
Right.
Read.
Verse 10. Now the priests of Baal were 70.
A score is 20 in the Bible. 3 score, that's 60, right? 60, man. He had 60 priests. Come on.
And 10 says
70. Come on, I get it. Come on.
God. Besides their wives and children.
Go ahead.
God. And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Baal. Verse 11. So Baal's priest said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with thine own signet.
Meaning, and let me tell y'all something. That's when going to part 2 of this here of the Star of Molech and King David's signet. A signet means, or what it is a seal or the signature of a king. He closed the door and put his seal on that thing.
That's right.
You understand me? Stay tuned. Keep on going, brother.
Verse 12. And tomorrow, when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal has eaten up all, we will suffer death. Or else, Daniel, that speaketh falsely against us. Verse 13. And they lit, and they little ones regarded it. And they little regarded it.
Go ahead. They ain't paying no mind. They just knew that they were going to be good. Go ahead.
Go ahead. For under the table they had made a privy entrance.
What kind of privy?
A privy entrance.
Means they had a private entrance under the table. They said close the door, lock it fast. We got it. They were so secure. They've been doing it for years. Go ahead.
Whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. Verse 14.
Man, they came in there, y'all. Check it out. They came in there through that little entrance and grabbed all the food.
That's right.
They took out, grab the food. Come on, hurry up. Go ahead.
So like you said, they made a chain pack.
Yeah. Come on.
Verse 14. So when they were gone, for the king said, so when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout, sprinkled throughout all the temple.
But Daniel saw that, right? So he sprinkled ashes all throughout the temple. You know what I mean? Now let's see why he did what he did. Go ahead. Sprinkle ashes throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Meaning the king's the only one who knew about this here was the king. That's right. Only one who knew about the ashes. They had already left, so they didn't know about the ashes on the ground. Only one who knew was the king. Go ahead. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet. Go ahead. And so departed. Verse 15.
Now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all. Verse 16. In the morning time, the king arose, and Daniel with him. Verse 17. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, Yea, O king.
The king said, listen, Dan, did I break my seal? Nah, they still intact. Go ahead.
They be whole. Verse 18. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, Great art thou, O Bel, and with thee is no deceit at all.
See that? All the food gone. So he's like, wow. See? He cried out to him, damn, look at this. Man, look, the food gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's going on here? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in. Stay. And said, Behold now the pavement, and mark well, whose footsteps are these?
Go ahead.
Right. Verse 20. And the king said, I see the footsteps of men,
right,
women,
right,
and children.
Right. So the king hollered, oh my God, Baal, you great.
Right.
They said, hold up, king, I'm going away. Wait. What's that right there on the floor? What's this right here on the floor? Whose footsteps are right here on the floor? I see kids, I see women, I see men, them big ass feet.
Right.
I see the baby little feet, the children feet. Who big ass feet? They goddamn size 12 shoe over there in the damn thing.
Right.
Size 15. You know what I mean? Size 10 and 11.
God.
Whose foot shoes are they? Whose imprint are they, Lord?
That's right.
Because we shut it, we locked it. Only me and you knew about the dust on the ground.
That's right.
Your seal was on and we came back into the head. So whose footprints are these?
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead.
And then the king was angry.
Oh, I know he hot. He got to be mad at shit, dog. Now you a ruler, you get played all the time.
That's right.
Somebody head go motherfucking roll. Somebody with their head, chop dog. You getting played, baby. You bowing down and giving him food and everything and working with it, and you getting played. Come on.
Verse 21. And took the priests with their wives and children, who showed him the privy doors.
And listen, now they found out where the doors is at.
That's right.
You understand? King said, you better show these doors. Go ahead.
On the table, where they came in and consumed such things as were upon the table. 22. Therefore the king slew them.
The king did what?
Therefore the king slew them.
All 70 got killed.
That's right.
That 20 score plus 10, that 70, king killed all of them.
Right.
Remember, the deal was Daniel died or the priest died. Daniel found all the evil they was doing, and Daniel had them slain.
That's right.
Period. Had them slain. You understand me?
That's right.
Had them killed. Go ahead.
Another one come and delivered Bel into Daniel's power.
And this is now, you know, but Daniel, you got the power to control Bel now, man. Do what you want with it. I'm doing something don't mean nothing no more. Goddamn. I done got played.
Right.
Let's see what Daniel did.
Who destroyed him and his temple.
He did what?
Destroyed him and his temple.
Daniel destroyed. Why did Daniel destroy them? I'm going to give you a scripture a little bit later on about the destruction of these idols and what the Lord said for us to do. Now right now during this time, you know what I mean, we ain't allowed to destroy them like how we could do them back then. Right. But we for sure can talk about it.
That's right.
Our destruction will be the words of our mouth. And we want to dog them Oh man, dog the piss out of them because of the evil they got you doing. Oh yeah, we gonna dog the piss out of them.
That's right.
You understand me? Go ahead, keep on reading, brother.
Khan, verse
Hey,
23.
give me 1 Kings 18 and 17.
Verse 23. And in that same place there was a great in that same place there was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worshipped. God, which they of Babylon worshipped. Verse 24. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is of brass? Lo, he liveth, he eateth and drinketh.
He's still saying the same thing, but the king ain't get it. What verse you on?
24, sir.
All right, let me take it from real quick. Hey, Dom, you take it from a little bit, brother. Get the brother a little break. From verse 24, all the way going down.
Verse 24.
Look it down.
And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is of brass? Lo, he liveth, he eateth and drinketh. Thou canst not say that he is no living God. Therefore, worship him. Then said Daniel unto the king, I will worship the Lord my God, for he is the living God.
That's right.
But give me leave, O king, and I shall slay this dragon without sword or staff. The king said, I give thee leave. Then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair and did sieve them together and made lumps thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth, and so the dragon burst in sunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are the gods ye worship?
Right.
When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying the king is become a Jew.
Woo! He become a what?
A Jew.
A what?
A Jew.
Woo! Hey, listen, Daniel convinced the king. And because he convinced the king, he said, that king, listen, you a Jew. You act like them damn Jews. You acting like black people. You know what I mean? That's the influence you will have on this earth, man, by standing with the Most High.
That's right.
All you do is stand with it, man. And they listen, it's gonna let you know too that you ain't supposed to be loved. All this love talk, bull crap. It's irking the crap out of me, man.
Right.
Love is out the woodworks. That ain't of the Lord, man.
Right.
His prophets wasn't loved by nobody.
That's right.
By nobody. You see it right here. If they plotted against the king, they plotted against Daniel.
Right.
For standing for the truth. You understand? Christ said this. If they hate me, they're going to hate you too.
Right.
And they hated Christ for what he taught. He got killed for that. They're going to hate you for what you're doing for the Lord. But it's what we must do. You understand? The Lord called you to this work. And he's a jealous power. He wants you doing his work. And we got to do this work.
Right.
Keep on reading, brother.
And he hath destroyed Baal. He hath slain the dragon and put the priests to death.
Right.
Go
So
ahead.
they came to the king and said, deliver us, Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. Now, when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them, who cast him into the lion's den.
Listen. Daniel, they said, listen, man, give us Daniel. We're going to come get you. The king now, okay, Daniel, you gone. See you later.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, he the king. He could have stopped all that.
Right.
He could have crushed the rebellion. But instead, you know what? Daniel, you gone. But let's see what the Lord... Let me tell y'all something. This is key because in this truth, you're going to encounter some things that's going to seem like it's perilous for you. Like it's going to be, you ain't got no way but to choose the way out. You understand what I'm saying? Because of what's going on, it can scare you.
Right.
But when you down with the Most High, you're going to see he going to be down with you.
That's right.
You understand? No matter what happens, as long as you're right with God, what you got to worry about?
Right.
That's why we got these records in the Bible. Like, y'all got to read these records. Like, y'all act like sometimes like it's just there to be there. No, these records are for you to put your trust in.
That's right.
When the book of Hebrews tell you about faith, that is talking about this right here.
That's right.
And stories like it. Like, do you really read the Bible? Or you really read and study and put yourself inside of here? Because if it said your forefathers who had faith, he wants you to go back and see what they went through. And when you go back and see what he went through, you're going to see what's going on with you and how this can affect you or what it did to affect you. You understand me? You got to have faith in the Lord, man, to do what he say do. That has to happen. Then you're going to be acting or taught a certain way. It ain't going to be right all the time. But because of that, are you going to cower down? You say it all the time. We work for the man who control life and death. Yeah, we do. So what you gonna do? Come on.
Verse 31. Who cast him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days, and in the den there were 7 lions.
Now listen to me, man. They show you right now on National Geographic. You take your dumb behind out there with them damn lions, and you are done. Like, you done. Listen, you done. Them lioness, even before the king lion, when big man come get you, them female lioness gonna get you and eat you up.
Right.
Daniel was in a den with 7 of them. He couldn't even run nowhere. Like, ain't no way to run. You ain't gonna climb up to a tree. You stuck in there with them. Right? Go ahead.
And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them.
They was hungry as hell. They fed them sheep and carcasses. Them lions was hungry as hell. And they threw Daniel in there. They did not feed the lions while Daniel was in there. You understand? The Lord give you these stories for a reason. I can't press this enough upon you because you're going to encounter things that's going to seem like it's going to be so perilous, like it's the end of the world, but it's really not. The Lord is trying you to see where your heart is. Are you really down with me, or are you talking shit? The Lord is a man of like the motive that he a Judite. He hear you talking. He hear you talking your shit. I'm gonna prove you on that. I'm gonna see what you really about. Goddamn it! I'm gonna put you through the fire. What you gonna do? You see what Daniel did.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to the intent they might devour Daniel. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made a pottage and had broken bread in a bowl and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which God hath sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. Upon the 7th day, the king went to bewail Daniel, and when he came to the den, he looked in, and behold, Daniel was sitting. Then cried the king with a loud voice, saying, Great art thou, O Lord, God of Daniel, and there is none other beside thee.
Now this king understood what was going on. You understand me? And let me tell you something also too with Daniel, right? And this is a good story for you because Daniel wasn't even eating. The Lord created an angel. Had an angel take Daniel that food through Habakkuk, the same Habakkuk that's in the Bible, right? And bring him that porridge to eat. He ate, which means he was in there with the lions. He ate food. He was good, but he ain't had no want for nothing. He was straight. The Lord looked out for him. So just when you think things is perilous and things are going bad, the Lord will look out for you. And he did it because of what he did for him. This ain't, oh, the Lord know my heart, Lord, please save me. It ain't that. It's because Daniel had enough heart to say, listen, King, that's wrong. My God said this, that, and other, and I can prove that this is wrong. And he's stuck with it. Facing death. He's stuck with it. And because he's stuck with the Lord facing death, now he got life. So when Christ tell you to forget your old life and follow me, you think you're facing death, I'm going to give you life, you're going to get life as well. It's the same exact thing. Let me tell you something, man. If you come in here and try to change what was originally laid down, then I'm going to show you what your end going to be in this same story. But if you come into ISUPK, you stick in ISUPK, you change your life. You know what I mean? You follow the path you're supposed to follow, you're going to be like Daniel.
Right.
And I'm going to show you the opposite side. We already know one cat who came in here and tried to overthrow things and said that was wrong, and I'm a big bad comforter. What happened to that cat? It wasn't nothing I did to him. What happened to that cat? You understand me? Something happened to that cat. And it came from the Lord. Let's read, brother.
And he drew him out and cast those that were the cause of his destruction into the den. And they were devoured in a moment before his face.
Listen, he took Daniel out of there and put other cats in there, and they got killed in an instant, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. I mean, devoured. Right. Tore them up. Now, let me tell you something, right? What do you think will happen to men who come in this truth, who change this truth, and turn it into a lie?
Right.
You really think that's going to prosper? You really think because you see a ton of cats, and we talking about these purple cats, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna listen, a gentleman behind me come at you straight. Sometimes I speak sideways, I'm gonna come at you straight today. Let me say this to you. You think because you got a lot of men, right? You got all these cats, you march up and down and something, you so powerful and strong. You ain't, man. That's right. You're not, man. You're not. You know what I mean? Same thing that happened to them cats, they was big and bad and strong. Look what the Lord did to them, man. There was another cat I remember who did the same thing that y'all purple cats are doing. Y'all whole MO he did as well before y'all. And the Lord destroyed that organization.
That's right.
What's up, sir?
Tyler Doc.
Oh, come.
Tyler Doc and the red and white cats.
Right.
You know what I mean? And locked that cat up. And he died in prison. That's the story. Same cat that's supposed to be the comforter. He was the Holy Spirit. He knew all this and knew all that.
Right.
Multiplying evil upon evil on earth. Changing doctrine and philosophy, all that stuff. Same thing you see them other purple cats doing. He did all that. Listen, he did all that. Where he at right now? Instead of standing for the Most High, he went to go change the Most High's word. What you think you purple cats did? You know, you can run and talk all that trash about, yeah, we first version. I almost said something. Almost said something. But the God of heaven see all this.
That's right.
You came up in there, damn right, Aqua. Damn right, sis. You left the truth. You changed philosophy and doctrine. Did all these things. Now you want to try to bully everybody, bully this and bully that, right? You don't get the Lord see that? Same thing. Right. Listen, same thing Tyler Dockett did. I was there to see it. I saw it. And I saw the Lord destroy him quick. It was like, wow, when it came. Right. You think it ain't going to happen to you? Right. Oh, it's going to happen to you.
That's right.
It's going to happen to you. As a God is in heaven, it's going to happen. Just like how Daniel stayed with the Lord and put it all in line. That sound familiar? That's how the ISUPK does.
Right.
No matter what happens in the face of anything, we stay with the Lord.
That's right.
We don't change. Y'all change.
Right.
So just like Daniel got saved out of that den, y'all get tossed in that den.
Right.
And y'all can be devoured. You watch what I say, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. The Lord of heaven is gonna make that happen. All right, now, 1 Kings 18 and 17, another story of Elijah. I know y'all heard of Elijah and the prophets of Baal, right? How he had the battle with them. You know what I mean? The Lord did what he did with them. It's another good story, right? Damn, what time is it? Oh, listen, y'all, this is a special edition. This is going to be a little long. I ain't going to be this long. But we're going to get it in today, baby. UK edition here, man. Let the Hebrew speak, baby. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go.
1 Kings chapter 18, verse 17. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table.
Let me tell you something. You know, I'm going to give a backdrop on this cat here. This cat here had a rib, right? And this rib, she was a monster, man. You know what I mean? She was persecuting the men of the Lord, man. She was evil as hell, Jezebel. So you get the word Jezebel from? That's an evil, wicked sister. Well, she wasn't even a sister. She actually was a heathen. She wasn't Israel. And she was persecuting the men of Israel, the priests of the Lord, man. So now, here we go now. And her husband was the king of Israel. Some of the weak cat. This cat head was weak as hell in this woman, man. She got to do whatever she wanted to do, and he just cowered down to it. You understand? Come on. And this will let you know that don't be this way with your woman.
Right.
It's a good story for that, man. Don't be this way with her, man.
That's right.
If you're going to be the man, you rule your household the way it's supposed to be ruled. You understand me? Go ahead. Let's go.
Verse 20. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel
Mm-hmm.
and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel.
Mm-hmm.
And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions?
How long you going to do these two things here? You going to do the God of Israel, or you going to work with other heathens, man? How long you going to do it? How long you going to go ahead now and try to involve heathen worshiping of what you living and doing, which is what you have with these other groups out here that's not Israelites?
Right.
You know, I ain't with all that. Wow, come on. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. The water, it hyped me up a little bit. I'm good. Matter of fact, you know what? Can I get another one? The water's done. Like, can I get another one, please? You know what I mean? Some little bit of cream with sugar, you know what I mean? Yeah, the water. Yes. All right? Come on with it.
Come on. How long halt ye between two opinions?
Come on, how long you going to have two opinions, man? The truth right or this other stuff you're worshiping right?
Right.
Is the truth right, or is Christianity right, or is Islam right, or is Hinduism right? Is it Kabbalism right, or is Egyptology right, or is the yin and the yang right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or is the other fake groups who changed the doctrine of the Lord that was written to, are they right? Who right? Let's find out.
Oh, God.
Come on.
If the Lord be God, follow him.
Yeah, go ahead.
But if Baal, then follow him.
If the Lord is right, you can follow the Lord. If it's Baal, then you can follow Baal. Let's find out. Come on.
And the people answered him not a word.
Go ahead.
Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord.
Man, Elijah said it's only me. Now listen, let me tell you something. And this will let you know too. Oh man, I get him. Okay, listen, man. I ain't never been a scary cat in my life. Maybe because I was raised living in the Southwest Philly. Man, I wasn't never scared. So cats with numbers, man, that never really meant nothing to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been in a lot of situations in the world where it'd be me and about 5 cats. It'd be like a ton of cats. I remember, oh, damn, purple cats. Oh, wow. We was at a college at a party. It was me and a couple of my cats I grew up with. And like 5 of us against a ton of them purple Q-Dog cats.
Right.
And listen, we stood our ground, went to war with them cats. And listen, this is going to be what it's going to be. If you really want to have it, listen, I don't give a about your and your If we going to do this, let's go. Like, I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. And there was a ton of them cats. There was like 5 of us. Y'all cats trust the numbers. And guess what? They back down, man.
That's right.
Because I want 5 or 6 or 7 cats who really got heart and gumption that be on my side and ride with me. Not 1,000,001 cats who think they tough, who really ain't about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You trust in your numbers. It's Elijah and all them prophets out there,
That's
man.
right.
Y'all trust them numbers. We don't trust them numbers here in the UPK, man. You understand me? We gonna always stand with the Lord.
Right.
And we will always be victorious.
That's right.
Read, brother.
I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord.
Go ahead.
But Baal's prophets are 450 men.
He tell you the whole lot of them prophets against Elijah by himself, man. Come on.
Let them therefore give us 2 bullets, and let them choose 1 bullet for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood.
Come on.
And put no fire under.
Right.
And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under.
Come on.
And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord.
Right.
And the God that answereth by fire, let him be God.
Go ahead.
And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose ye 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods.
Go ahead.
But put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them and dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon.
Hey, Baal! Hey, Baal! Yo, where you at, man? Listen, Baal, out there. Come on now. You supposed to be helping us out here. Come on, man. Been a fire ain't got. Come on, Baal. Listen, from the morning to the evening, that's hours, right? That's hours. Y'all holler, Baal! Where Baal at, man?
Right.
Where he at? Same thing happened with Daniel. Same thing happened with all these gods you worship out there. This should be a wake-up call to every black Hispanic Native Indian, because you are now dying in the land that we live in our captivities, and you call these gods and they not answering.
Right.
They not helping. It's the water. They're not answering. Where they at? You call on a God of Christianity, you holler his name from morning to evening.
Right.
Yo, I know one sister that lost all her sons in the streets, all through violent murders in Philadelphia. All of them got killed, shot dead on the streets. You crying to a God that can't save you, man.
Right.
That's us as a people. That's just not in Philly. That's in any city in America. That's over here in the UK. That's the Caribbean islands. You know what I mean? That's wherever we are at. We are doing this. You crying day and night, and they're not saving you because they are not your power.
That's right.
Your power is the power of Israel, the living power, not them gods of other nations.
Right.
Keep on reading.
Khan, saying, "O Baal, hear us." But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made.
They jumped on it. Come on.
And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them.
Now he did what, brother?
That Elijah mocked them.
Let me tell you something. What you did was right, brother. It's right when we mock these guys.
That's right.
A lot of y'all don't like what we say. And a lot of y'all hate the fact that we mock your God.
Right.
Well, that's right according to the Lord.
That's right.
Because your gods mean nothing, man. And not helping our people. So the Lord said to mock them. Just like Elijah mocking them right now. That's right with God, man.
Right.
To mock these false images, these false deities, this false religion you in, man. Read.
And Elijah mocked them and said, "Cry aloud, for he is a God."
He said, "Cry where you at?" Go ahead.
Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awake.
Go ahead.
And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets.
And he did what, brother?
And cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets.
They were so upset. They took knives and was cutting them.
Right.
That sound familiar? You know the Christian church is a sect in there where they hit themselves with them damn horse tails, all that, cut themselves and stuff. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And so that it is
Go ahead.
I think it's the Muslim or someone.
Yeah.
You know they have machetes, right, or swords, and they're chopping themselves up.
That's right.
Literally, a big gosh.
Yes, it is. That is correct, brother. Go ahead.
Till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass when midway was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, "Come near unto me." And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones.
He took how many?
Took 12 stones.
Why 12?
According to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob.
You see that, right? He took 12 stones for the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Like when you do your history, you research the Bible, them 12 tribes of the nation of Israel are the 12 sons of Jacob.
That's right.
His name changed to Israel, the wrestled that angel. You understand me? That's every black man's heritage, every Hispanic man's heritage, every Native American Indian man's heritage. You know what I mean? Living in North, South, Central America, the Caribbean islands over here in the UK, and wherever else we scattered. That's your heritage. That's why he took just 12 stones.
That's right.
Just 12. Go ahead.
According to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying.
Unto what?
Unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying.
I thought in Christianity, the word of the Lord for everybody.
Right.
Now, you can try to say, well, that's the Old Testament. Everybody knows it's for the Israelites, right? But then if you're going to make that statement out your mouth of what you do in Christianity, why did Paul say you're going to learn from the Old Testament then?
Right.
So now what you going to say? If you're going to say, we all know the Old Testament made for the Israelites, we know that. But then why did Paul say you're going to learn from the Old Testament then?
Right.
Huh? Why did Christ say he didn't come to do away with the law or the prophets?
That's right.
Right now, in 1 Kings, Elijah was a prophet of the Lord.
That's right.
And Christ said he didn't come to do away with them. So now what's your argument? You ain't got none.
That's right.
You ain't got no argument. Read.
Saying, Israel shall be thy name.
Say it again, brother.
Saying, Israel shall be thy name.
You know what? I remember at one time, Cat was trying to say Israel means IS was ISIS, RA was Ra, and L was Elohim. How ignorant and dumb and unlearned can you be? You understand? That came from a cat smoking some weed, getting high on the corner, and came up with that kind of crazy stuff. Where Israel is Prince of the Power.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
You understand? Not that acronym y'all came up with. Continue reading, brother.
And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord.
Right.
And he made a trench about the altar.
Right.
As great as would contain 2 measures of seed.
Let me tell you something, man. Elijah was so deep that when he made the altar, he put water all around him.
Right.
You know what I mean? To let you know that the fire didn't come from him.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And he put the wood in order and cut the bullock in pieces and laid him on the wood and said, fill 4 barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood.
Now, he got the water and he doused the sacrifice with water.
Right.
You know, water, if something is wet, ain't gonna burn. I know I used to be in the woods when I was in East Hall military, we out in the woods, and when things got wet, yo, you couldn't. It was so irritating because you would have tried to light something and you couldn't. You'd be sitting there pissed off because you want some hot food or something hot to just get warm. It was wet, you couldn't light it.
Right.
So I understand what he's doing. He let you know that what's going to happen is coming from the Lord.
That's right.
It ain't no doubt in nobody's mind.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And he said, do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar. And he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel.
That thou art what?
That thou art God in Israel.
Read.
And that I am thy servant. And that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord. Hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God.
Go ahead.
And that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice.
Is it what?
And consumed the burnt sacrifice.
Go ahead.
And the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench.
Go ahead. Listen, man. It burnt everything, even the damn water.
Right.
So ain't no doubt who the power of the Lord is. It Baal, them deities that you watch worshiping? Is it the Christian cross? Is it the Muslim mosque? Is it that stone over there in Mecca? Is it Kali, Buddha?
Krishna?
No, not Krishna. What's them cat's name? The rat, cat, dog, the cow, and Egyptology and all that. Yeah.
As long as have you got 3 for General Hyman in there?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Y'all was about yeah, I mean. So now he's trying to say that what's the deal here? And the Lord showing you who has the power. Is it the God of the other nations, or is it the God of Israel?
Right.
I think we understand who it was.
That's right.
Keep on reading, brother.
Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. It's like verse 39. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God. And Elijah said unto them.
All right, that's it. That's in the 40?
This is 40 right now.
All right, go ahead. Take it to in the 40, all right?
Come,
who got First Chronicles?
That's me, sir.
All right, get ready for that.
And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal. Let not one of them escape.
Listen, a deal is a deal, baby.
Right.
And the Lord will hold you to your deal and your oath. You made a challenge to my prophet, You will be held to that challenge, that prophet.
Right.
Go ahead.
And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon and slew them there.
The book of Kishon. Let me tell you something. You know what the book of Kishon sounds familiar at, man? I think that's in one of the Psalms we read. Man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Is that in Genesis?
The book of Kishon is in one of them Psalms we read. I think Psalms 83.
Right.
You don't understand really what's going on here. What we do in ISUPK is all biblical.
Right.
The prayers that we have, that we say in our Sabbath services, you know what I mean, and the holy convocations we have, all those prayers, you're supposed to go back and read about them stuff. Let me tell you something. One day I listened to what Commander Yahanna said. I went back and I started reading about the people in Psalms 83, right? 83rd chapter, right?
Right.
I started doing history on them. And I said, damn, wow. This is what happened to people that came up against us, man. You should do that. The people that came up against us in Psalm 83, go back and read what happened to them. The book of Kishon, this is Psalm 83. Now you know what happened in the book of Kishon and why it happened. You understand? And why the Lord had happened what happened.
Right.
Because you had people trying to destroy you and the Lord destroyed them.
Right.
That sound familiar? Once again, when you go into Hebrews 11 chapter, it tell you to have faith and what happened with your ancestors. It's telling you.
Right.
Keep on reading, brother, to the end of 40.
Oh, God. It's like that was getting 40.
All right, now, with that being said, give me First Chronicles 16, 25 and 26.
Okay. First Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 25. For great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods.
Go ahead.
Right.
Verse 26. For all the gods of the people are idols.
You just saw it. You saw it in the Bell and the Dragon.
That's
you
right.
saw right here with Elijah. All the way up to this day. It's the same thing today, man. You know what I mean? You fearing the cross, you fearing the rock, you fearing Buddha, Kali, you fear them damn Egyptian statues, and not fearing the Lord, man.
That's right.
You worry about a cat in an Egyptian statue, but who made the cat to be in the earth? The Lord did, man. Come on, man. We got to stop being simple. Stop being people who are unlearned. Stop that. Go ahead, brother.
I don't care. But the Lord made the heavens. 26.
All right, that's it. All right, give me Habakkuk 2, 18 to 19 real quick.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 18. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein, to make dumb idols.
To make what?
Dumb idols.
To make what?
Dumb idols.
Woo! Dumb idols, man.
That's
that
right.
Christian cross, what?
Dumb idols.
That Muslim mosque, the Mecca stone.
Dumb idols.
The Buddha statue.
Dumb idols.
Kali.
Dumb idols.
The rock, the cat, the dog, the rat, the bull, the eagle, the ostrich is a what?
Dumb idols.
They dumb out of yin and the yang.
Dumb idols.
All that stuff are dumb idols according to the
Right.
Lord.
That's right.
You understand me? Keep on reading, brother.
Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, he shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
See that? Like this is what your Lord God told you about these things, man. You understand me? Go ahead, get that, take that, brother. Take that, you know what I mean? Now, Zaban, give me Deuteronomy 29, 16 to 20. Robin, give me Exodus 32, verse 1.
Which one's going first?
Deuteronomy
29,
16. Yeah, Deuteronomy 29, 16.
16 to 20.
Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 16. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. Verse 17.
Come on.
And ye have seen their abominations and their idols.
And their what?
And their idols.
Come on.
God, wood and stone.
Go ahead.
Silver and gold.
Right. Go ahead.
God, which were among them.
Right.
Verse 18. Lest there should be among you a man or woman
or family, or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of these heathens.
Say it again.
Slakia, heathen. Oh, Slakia. Read that again. To go and serve the gods of these nations.
Go ahead.
Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. Verse 19. And it came to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imaginations of mine heart.
Stop. You worship that Christian cross, you say, I'm going to have peace.
Right.
Ain't that what you learned as a kid growing up? I know I did. Listen, I wasn't raised in the truth. My mom raised me in the Christian church, the Baptist. I'm going to tell you straight from the gate. Right. And she was praying to the cross and X, Y, Z. My dumb ass got stabbed up inside my foot thinking I was stuff. Fighting in the streets like I was crazy. Right. You understand? You think you're going to have peace? Ain't no peace.
That's right.
With these other guys. Right. You can't worship in Islam. You bowing down. You think you're going to have peace? Ain't no peace. You know why it's such an influx of Islam, especially in Philly? Because everybody going to jail where Islam is prevalent. Right. You go in there, Christians come out of Muslims because you scared for your safety. Ain't no peace. You worshiping Buddha, Kali, the cat, rat, dog, and the Egyptology, ain't no peace. That's right. You call on them for peace, but yo, I look outside, I see young brothers dying, and they all holler, yeah, what's up? Peace God, yeah. We're giving them mathematics on a day's number. Nigga just get killed the next day or kill some other brother the next day. You understand me? Where's the peace at? There is none. Because you follow things of your own heart and those things are those idols. That's why God said don't do them, man. You understand me? You think you safe in these philosophies and doctrines because of the idols look good, but you're not safe. That's right. You ain't safe. Was that it on that, brother? You want to?
Nah, sir, there's more.
Keep on reading. Take the end of the verse 20.
Though I walk in the imaginations of my heart,
give me a second.
To add drunkenness to thirst. To add drunkenness to thirst. Verse 20. The Lord will not spare him, but then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy shall smoke against that man.
Let me tell you something, man. You think the Lord wants to spare you for what you're doing? Nah, he not, man. All this death going on out here, the Lord causing this, man, because of what we're doing wrong against him, yo. That's right. You know what I mean? That's why me, I don't like playing games. Like, I can't do that passive aggressive, stuff that a lot of people do with these other people. I can't do it, man. I see young brothers out here dying. I see that. Listen, for me to hear, I heard this one conversation with these young cats. And nobody was older than 21. And they said that if you make it past the age of 14, then you're doing something. And like that blew my mind. 14, we playing stickball in the street, football in the street. We doing all kinds of playing. One of you playing hot cold butterbeat. You know what I mean? Chasing girls. I mean, we did all that at 14. Right. Now they saying at 14, you're lucky if you live. And you will tell me I gotta worship your God. Where the hell is your God stop these young brothers from dying in the street? It ain't existing, man. That's right. We worshiping all these things with these gods, these idols in the other nations. And they still saying out here now, at first it was 25, 30, then they got a 20, now it's at 14. So where's the God of your idols at now? Where's your Christian cross in the Christian church? Where's your Muslim mosque at now? Where's your God and Buddha and Hinduism? Where they at? Where they at? They are non-existent. You think you're safe, but you're not. And the Lord is punishing us because of it. You just read it right there where he's punishing us. No peace. It's Exodus 32 verse 1, Rob.
Exodus 32 and verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron.
Man, learn how to be patient in life, man. Like the Lord don't move in your time. Like the Lord don't move when you want him to move. You know what I mean? Tazabawan, Dam, and Ram, he don't move when you want him to move. You gotta learn how to be patient and be focused and be disciplined, man. So because Moses didn't come down, they thought he should come down. This is what these guys did. And the leaders let them do it. Go ahead.
The people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
Give me Ezekiel 20:16. Keep on going.
And Aaron said unto them,
Take it to the end of verse 5, all right, brother?
Come, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron.
Now hold on, pause. Sidebar. Just let you know that the brothers and sisters back in the day wore earrings.
That's right.
So you see men in the school wearing earrings. Don't talk about how we wear female. It's not. I'm gonna say something. Listen, y'all. I'm doing my best to stop cussing. The water came down, began to say certain things, and I'm fighting and I make sure I say the right thing. You understand me? Brothers can wear earrings. Brothers can wear nose rings. You know what I mean? Like sisters can wear the same thing. That was our custom as Israelites. Period. You understand me? It's what we did. That's why you see brothers rock gold teeth, because it's in the book of Solomon. Songs of Solomon. You understand? It's what we did. What we doing here is what biblical. That's right. This is what you're gonna get. It's biblical. Right. You know what I mean? Rocking our hair and braids and everything. Braids is 7 locks. Doesn't mean the lock to be unlocked. That's you right. Unlock your hair to get it washed. Unlock the hair to get it clean and do it again. You understand? Wash it again. It ain't them dreads you see. That's an East Indian custom. Right. There's so much we can go into, man. I'm gonna hear that garbage y'all talking, man. That ain't the custom of Israel. Right. The head dreadlock is an East Indian custom. It come from them. Along with the whole weed smoking come from them. But then you picked it up and doing like there's something right there, but it's not. It's not of the Lord. Once again, that's a god of this and the god Shiva. Look at that god as well. Right. Another heathen god y'all worship with the whole dreadlock stuff and all that weed smoking. Come on, man, stop playing games. It's time to fact check everything, Israel. Time for a gut check. And if you're doing wrong according to the Bible and you realize it and see it, stop doing it. Keep on reading, brother. Take it to the end of verse 5. Let me know when you're there.
And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool.
That's how it gets done. And I dropped out of verse 8 when you at the end of 5.
After he had made it a molten calf, and they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
See that? Now we left out of the land of Egypt, and because Moses went up there, he was impatient. Y'all was impatient. They ain't want to listen. Now here we go. They got Aaron to make the calf. Took all the jewelry, made the calf. Go ahead.
And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. Verse 8. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it.
Take it to the end of verse 10. This is the Lord is telling Moses. Go ahead.
And have sacrificed thereunto and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
That's you, black Hispanic men and women. You are stiff-necked, boy. Y'all hard-headed as hell, man. That's y'all. Like, this is y'all in a Christian church. Muslim mosque, Hinduism, Buddhism, Zen, Egyptology, yin and yang, all that stuff. This y'all, man. This you. And this is what the Lord is saying about you. Go ahead.
Now therefore, let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them.
Go ahead.
And that I may consume them. And I will make of thee a great nation.
Man, listen, the Lord got so mad with Israel, he wanted to get rid of everybody. The Lord wanted to burn everybody down there and said, Moses, I'm going to start with you all over again. But listen to what a man of the Lord said to the Most High about this here. You understand me? Go ahead.
Verse 11.
And Moses besought the Lord his God and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou brought forth out of the land of Egypt, with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth?
Now they're going to say, Lord, if we do it, then they're going to mock us, man. Come on, Lord, please don't do this here. Moses praying for the people, man.
That's right.
Which is what we're doing for you. Which is why we bring these scriptures.
Right.
You know what I mean? This administration now is not the administration of death, but of life, the Spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
We're teaching you things now to stop doing and start doing the right thing. To give you that life. You understand? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. You good. All right, let's go.
Come on. Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people.
Go ahead.
Verse 13.
Right.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants.
Drop down to verse 27 and 28. Just for time's sake. See what happens.
Verse 27. And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every camp, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
That in 28? See that? That's what happened when you worship the idols, man.
Right.
That's what the Lord did for you. You understand? Give me 2 Corinthians 6 and 16, Ron. Let's see where you at. Is that one? 2 Corinthians 6 and 16. You're going to read verses 16 to 17, all right? Come on.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 16. And what agreement had the temple of God with idols?
So what agreement does the Lord have with you with idols? You the temple of the Lord, Israel.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So what agreement did he make you with an idol? And you can't say this Christian, the Magan Dawada, the Shield Gen.Hazayan cross, or idol. We don't worship this.
That's right.
We don't pray to this.
That's right.
We don't bow down to this.
Right.
The menorah, we don't pray to the menorah.
Right.
We don't bow down to the menorah.
That's right.
So it's not that. But you pray to idols.
That's right.
Y'all get on your knees and pray to the cross. You get on your knees and you pray to the rock. Or Buddha, or Hindu, or Kali. All those things. That's what y'all do. Continue reading, brother.
Come on. For ye are the temple of the living God.
You are the temple of living power. Come on.
As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord.
The Lord is saying, come out from among these other nations, meaning this here. Come out from all the philosophies and doctrines. We live amongst them, but we ain't got to be like them. We ain't got to do what they do. You know what I mean? And we got to accept them in what we do. You're going to be separate. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And this is how I know ain't nothing wrong with it. The so-called Jew do it.
That's right.
He done took what God gave you and he done built him an empire on the earth.
That's right.
Following on the left-hand side what God gave us.
Right.
Let me know when you're at the end of 17, brother.
Come on, sir.
Come on.
And touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Go ahead.
That's the end of 17.
All right, give me Ezekiel 20 and 16, brother. Deuteronomy 32 and 22.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 16. Because they despised my judgments and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths.
Go ahead.
For their heart went after their idols.
Let me tell you something. Y'all love that Christian cross, man.
Right.
Y'all love with that black dot you get in your forehead with the whole thing. You love going to the Roman Catholic Church, getting ash sprinkled on your head with the cross symbol, the whole nine. Right. Y'all love that shit. That stuff feels good to you, man. You love all mean God, go, mean God, go, God. Y'all love that.
Right.
But your love for that, you saying to the Lord that we don't love you, Lord. Right. We despise what you told us. I'm gonna go all mean God, boo. That's what you gonna do. You understand? But there's a punishment to pay for that.
That's right.
And here's the key. You are living that punishment today. While you are doing these things, we are dying at a very high rate. And you don't want to understand why. We telling you why in the school. We telling you why in the ISUPK this stuff happened to you. Right. You going old ming gang ga goo ga 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 ping ming ming bing 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 bing. And yo, we dying in the streets because you doing that. Right. Go ahead, brother.
That's like I said.
Go ahead, come on.
They do another that in the Christian church.
Yeah, but all that babbling, you know, the babble means to speak something that's unheard. Right. I mean, that everybody understand. That's babbling. That's not doing the Christian church. We ain't speaking the tongue. Okay, all right, that's what I got it. All right.
Verse 17. Nevertheless, mine eyes spared from destroying them. Mm-hmm. Neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness.
Right.
Verse 18. But I said unto their children in the wilderness, walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourselves with their idols. Verse 19. I am the Lord your God. Walk in my statutes and keep my judgments.
All right, what verse you at?
Verse 19, sir.
All right, stop right there. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 22, Rob.
Come. Deuteronomy 22, verse 22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase.
Let me tell you, the Lord says, can burn to the lowest hell, consume the earth with her increase, man. Right. Meaning what? Like, you gonna catch some hell, and because of what you're doing, you're gonna catch hell. Let me tell you something. What we saying, this is how you know it's right, what we saying. Right. What we saying matches what's going on out here today.
That's right.
Hell is a condition on the earth. It ain't no spooky place that you can go to once you die. That's Roman Catholicism. That's all a lie. Purgatory and all that stuff. All that stuff is Roman. If you read the book called Dante's Inferno, right, it tells you about the hell they teach in the Christian and Catholic Church, right, which is not true according to the Bible. Hell is what we living right now. Right. And burn to the lowest hell means you're going to be destroyed in this earth. Look how we be living. No, look at the way we are living. Right. You understand me? That is hell. And guess what? Them other nations coming over here, they ain't living like that. Yo, they kids is cool. God. Going to college, getting jobs, driving all the fancy cars. We kill, rob, and steal for everything that's going on with us. That's the hell we in. And we killing each other for these things. You understand me? That's hell. Keep on reading, warrior. Come on.
And shall consume the earth with her increase.
Consume the what?
The earth with her increase.
Come on.
And set on fire the foundations of the mountain.
Let me know where you're at, verse 26.
Go
ahead.
I will heap mischiefs upon them. Mm-hmm. I will spend mine arrows upon them. Mm-hmm. They shall be burnt with hunger, mm-hmm, and devoured with burning heat, mm-hmm, and with bitter destruction. Mm-hmm. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, mm-hmm, with the poison of serpents of the dust. Mm-hmm. The sword without and terror within, mm-hmm, shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, mm-hmm, the suckling also with the man of gray hairs.
It says this: the young man and you young brothers, that virgin, you young sisters, the old man, the old brother, and the baby. You know what I mean? The gray haired man and woman that's older. The sucking is the baby. If you look at what's going on with us, you know what I mean? We are catching hell from the suckling baby up to the old gray hair.
That's right.
In this land.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You look at slavery, that's why they're trying to right now change the narrative on slavery in America as to what happened. Right. And they don't want to really face the thing that they had done to us. And they continue to do. Mm-hmm. Their policies that they make are still directed towards us, and more of a further destruction to us. Mm-hmm. Commander Yahanna is speaking at the Glenn Beck rally, and we had an Edomite come out there, and the Edomite admitted to him. He said, every time I climb the bar, they make the bar higher so you don't get to it. That's right. Y'all look at that, look at the final table, Commander Yahanna at the Glenn Beck rally. Was it the Glenn Beck rally? Was it him? Am I saying it right? Or was it Glenn Beck, I believe. And he said it. Every time we get the bar, they make the higher for us. That's done on purpose.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And it's affecting all of us. Mm-hmm. Continue reading, brother.
Come, verse 26. I said, I would scatter them into corners, mm-hmm, and I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
See that, man? You know what I mean? That's what's going on with us.
That's right.
Because you want to follow the idols and the gods of other nations.
That's right.
There's a punishment to pay.
Mm-hmm.
The cross not going to help you in that time.
That's right.
The dark mark you got on your forehead, the red beard, ain't going to help you when the Lord going to come see you, yo.
That's right.
That's right.
You know what I mean? The Christian cross is not a God. Allah is not a God. Buddha is not a God. Kali is not your God. Egyptology, the rat, cat, dog, bull, crab, lobster, whatever the case they got going on, they are not gods.
That's right.
The yin and yang is not a God. You know what I mean? Those things are not your gods and are not going to help you. And here's the proof. It hasn't.
That's right.
All this time, it hasn't. And the Lord made it to be where now we're being destroyed because of it. You know why? Because of what we're not doing for him.
That's right.
You understand me? That's why. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, we're going to end it right here. But yo, check it out. We're going to have a part 2, baby. We got a part 2 coming with the idols and the Star Molech and King David's signet. Next week, you're going to have that part 2. Because I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do against these idols, which is what we do in our ISUPK all day, every day. It's our job from the Lord. I'm going to show you what to do. You understand me? And after that, I'm going directly into the Star of Molech and who that really is. Is it really the Shield of David or is it really somebody else?
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all don't flip to try to make it the Shield of David and stop through conspiracy theories.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I'm going to bring out King David's signet. You know what I mean? And what this shield really means. All right? And with that being said, man, we're going to get up out of here, man, live from the UK. Let me give a big shout out to the brothers in the UK, man. You know what I mean? The brothers I got here with me, man. Dungabar, Zapawan, Raban, you know what I mean? Big up to Karate and all other brothers in the UK. And the sisters is doing a hell of a job hosting us out here, man. Let me tell you something, man. This truth not going to stop.
That's right.
But the Lord will test you with your heart, where your heart is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we got to pass this test. The Bible says strive for the truth. You know what I mean? Or fight for the truth. The Lord going to fight for you. That's how it's supposed to be, man. You understand? Yo, check out tonight, man. Commander King Yahanna show, America on Fire. We're going to get in here live in the UK. Gentlemen Hyman's class going to be live in the UK, man. Check us out. We'll see you later, man. Listen, y'all. Israel. Stand strong for the Lord no matter what.
Right. That's right.
I done gave you examples. Well, not me. The Lord done gave you examples of men in the Old Testament and what they went through to stand for the truth. You understand me? Right. These are your forefathers.
That's right.
These are your great-granddaddies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take what they give you, put it in your chest. So now when you read Hebrews 11th chapter about faith, you know where to go with about faith.
Right.
Some stories in them scriptures about your forefathers. All right? With that being said, this is your song. I'll see y'all later, man. Live, let the Hebrew speak. Now listen, we got Fire My Song. Captain Ty's song. What's the one I like? I need. Nah, bro. There's one song he made at the very beginning. Loyal to the King.
Until the righteous reign.
Yeah, loyal to the King. Listen, that is my song. Listen, I know y'all love. We all love Captain Cod and music he made, right? I love him for the music. All the other brothers, right?
Right.
But this song, Loyal to the King, that has a special place in my heart.
Right.
And that song right there is like everything, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I love that song, man. We gonna play it for you, man. Listen, y'all stay strong and fight that fucking head, man. Get up here, let's go. And let me tell you something. Another good way of doing it, which is really the only way, is brotherhood.
Right.
But you love your brothers more than you don't want to see no harm come to them. I know I don't.
Right.
So I'm gonna fight my butt off to be right around them, to do right with them, and to show them right things according to the Lord. You know what I mean? Because I want them to have what the Lord wants them to have. You know what I mean? Israel, your royalty, man.
Right.
Never forget that.
Right.
You understand?
That's right.
You got it? You hear it? All right, play that song, baby. Play it. That's it.
warrior with the hands. That's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cup full. No room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, it drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Yahanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak, and teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house, or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. She call me 47, praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king.
You know what it is. 140 for the